Starfleet, The Age of the Lords. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151, Plowing the Courtyard and Sweeping the Holes. Commander, the radar system has found the flagship of the Hive mothership group. It has been locked. Please give instructions. Han Pipe on the side reminded. Hurricane, remove the engine restrictions. Enter the extreme speed mode. Enter the Hive mothership group. Charge all the main and secondary guns. Fire the close-in defense guns at full power. Turn on the automatic aiming system, and lock the enemy flagship with the quasi-T5 Star Destroyer guns. Switch to cluster mode, and lock the T4 Hive mothership of the Hive mothership group with the main and secondary guns. Feng Mo issued a series of orders, and the Hurricane removed the engine restrictions and entered the extreme speed mode instantly, with the speed directly increasing from 300 knots to a stable extreme speed of 490 knots. Then it rushed towards the enemy flagship like a sharp arrow. The terrifying extreme speed was matched with a large number of close-in defense guns firing at full power. The Hive mothership group could not stop this arrow at all. The biological force fields of a large number of T3 Hive motherships were broken, and the biological armor was smashed by the close-in defense guns. Seeing that the distance to the flagship of the mothership group was getting closer and closer, Feng Mo calmly continued to issue orders. I hope that readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network. Quasi T5 Star Destroyer cannon fire. Target enemy flagship. Fire directly after main and secondary guns are charged. No need to ask for instructions. The orange light group representing the Star Destroyer cannon at the bow of the Hurricane turned into a huge orange light column, and suddenly shot towards the target flagship. In order to avoid the flagship of the mothership group using ordinary T4 level Hive mothership as a meat shield, Feng Mo deliberately switched the Star Destroyer cannon to cluster mode. The orange light column moved forward without hesitation, piercing all the Hive motherships that blocked the way, turning them into ashes, and arrived in front of the flagship of the Hive mothership group in an instant. Even if the flagship reacted and opened its huge mouth to spray out the biological plasma cannon, it was useless. The orange beam of light directly pierced the biological plasma cannon, and then heavily bombarded the biological armor of the flagship of the mothership group, tearing it apart. Report: the flagship of the Zerg mothership group has been destroyed. Please give instructions. Well done. The main and secondary guns are free to fire, and the T4 class Zerg mothership is named. At the same time, just as Feng Mo attacked the flagship of the Zerg mothership group, 4 T4 tail scorpions quietly lurked behind the Zerg mothership group. After revealing their bodies, they fired interstellar missiles one after another, carrying various torpedoes to bombard the most densely populated positions of the Zerg mothership group. Wang Xufeng, the commander of the insect fleet, was no ordinary novice. He would naturally seize this rare opportunity and immediately ordered, all starships of the insect fleet advance forward. The aiming system locks all enemy T4 class worm nest motherships. The main and secondary guns are charged and ready, and fire. After the order was issued, the remaining more than 300 starships of the insect fleet all advanced forward and engaged in close combat with the worm nest mothership group. At this time, it was a battle of momentum. You are not afraid, and I am even less afraid of death. Let's see who dies first. It is obvious that the worm nest mothership group has lost the leadership of the flagship and has been in chaos. Many T4 class worm nest motherships have taken over the command but cannot control all the worm nest motherships, so they can only fight on their own. The insect fleet seized the opportunity, and the main and secondary guns fired in unison, weaving a huge laser net, destroying a large number of T4 class worm nest motherships, and the aftermath of the explosion directly affected some T3 class worm nest motherships. At this time, the main and secondary guns of the Hurricane continued to fire after cooling down. The radar system locked, the laser cannon bombarded, and then the Hive mothership was torn into pieces. It was that simple. and the battlefield had formed a one-sided situation. This is the way to deal with large hive mothership groups, either saturation bombing or single-point assassination of the flagship to cause command confusion. Of course, conventional methods should be used for large hive mothership groups of tens of thousands of ships. Because the flagships that generally command such hive mothership groups are T5 class hive motherships, which are extremely powerful. The Hurricane alone can't assassinate them at all. My lord, thank you again for supporting the Insect Ming fleet in your busy schedule. In the future, as long as you give an order, Wang Zhifeng and the Insect Ming fleet will do their best. At this time, the overall situation of both parties has been determined. Wang Zhifeng no longer needs to command the matter of beating the fallen dog personally, and can hand it over to his deputy. So he said sincerely to Feng Mo on the other end of the video. Feng Mo smiled and waved his hand, saying, "You're welcome. You and I are from the same faction. There's no need to be so distant. You don't need to call me Lord Duke or anything like that, just call me Lord Ju." Feng Mo's words made Wang Zhifeng very happy. This was already a great respect for him. Since Gu Jun established Feng Mo's prestige in the Yunshan building in the Star Network space, no one in the Yunshan Empire army dared to call him by his name, because Feng Mo was too young and of too young a generation. Calling him by his name always gave people the suspicion of bullying the weak and taking advantage of their seniority. So everyone called Feng Mo Lord Duke to show respect, and Lord Ju was much closer to Lord Duke in terms of address, which seemed more intimate and also meant that Feng Mo regarded him, Wang Zhifeng, as his own. This was the benefit of having a faction. With Feng Mo's future, his potential was limitless, and the founding of a country was just around the corner. By then, Wang Zhifeng would have a way out. If he couldn't make it one day, he could turn to Feng Mo. With the help of the Hurricane and 4 T4 Scorpions, the insect-singing fleet spent more than 6 hours to annihilate all the Zerg motherships and protect the safety of planet Z012. After the war, Feng Mo packed up all the bodies of the interstellar Zerg with the help of Wang Zhifeng. For this purpose, Wang Zhifeng also transferred 3 T3 class interstellar transport ships from the insect-singing fleet to help Feng Mo transport the bodies of the interstellar Zerg. Feng Mo accepted this favor. On the way back to the Hurricane, Feng Mo dialed Gu Jun's video chat. After the video was connected, Feng Mo looked at Gu Jun's tired face and said with concern, "Uncle Gu, please pay more attention to your health. Yanyan is still waiting for you at home." After hearing this, Gu Jun smiled calmly and said, "Young boy, there must be something wrong with the video call this time. Do you want to ask about Xuanwu Interstellar Fortress?" Seeing Feng Mo nodding obediently, Gu Jun looked helpless and said, "This large-scale attack by the interstellar Zerg, I don't know if I took the wrong medicine or something. The intensity of the attack is the strongest in history. There are more than 700 T5 class Zerg motherships alone, which is more than 3 T5 fleets. There are even more T5 starships combined. However, the biological starship still has certain flaws. The attack and defense methods are too simple. It is still inferior to the fleet of the federal military. The fortress is defended, but the situation is not optimistic. The interstellar Zerg is still coming in a steady stream. Increase troops." After hearing this, Feng Mo asked with a somewhat solemn expression, "Uncle Gu, isn't there any good plan from the Federation?" "I knew you would ask this." After the Northern War Zone reported it to the Federation, meetings were held for 3 consecutive days. The Federation is organizing a T5 fleet and wants to clean up the den of the interstellar Zerg. This operation is jointly participated by the 2 empires of Tanqi and Huaiyao in the central area, and a total of 13 T5 fleets are organized. Among them, the 3 major fleets of the Yunshan Empire will send 2, the Northern Theater will send 5 T5 fleets, and the remaining 8 will courtesy of Apocalypse and Radiant Empire. Chapter 152 Action begins. 6 days had passed since the last video call with Gu Jun, and Feng Mo received another video call from Gu Jun. "Mo, do you want to visit the nest of the interstellar Zerg?" Gu Jun said directly. Feng Mo was overjoyed after hearing this. Although there were small-scale interstellar Zerg attacks in the past 6 days, The gains were not great, and he had long been occupied by the Federation's plan to implement a plowing and sweeping plan. He had not been to the nest of the interstellar Zerg yet, and he was very curious. He really wanted to take a look and see the composition of the mother nest. It was always good to know more. Moreover, after Gujun finished speaking, the Xinhuo task panel had a new temporary task. I want to, but I want to, Uncle Gu. Feng Mo said with a little excitement. After seeing that Feng Mo was finally no longer indifferent, Gujun also sighed that Feng Mo had grown too fast. In order to maintain his dignity, he always forced himself to become more indifferent and more rational, without the vigor of young people at all. This time, after hearing that he could go to the Zerg nest, the excited expression he showed was the original emotion that this young man should have, but this emotion was usually sealed deep in his heart. All other starships of the Storm Fleet are left behind on planet Z043. You can take the Hurricane to the Xuanwu Interstellar Fortress alone. After ending the call with Gu Jun, Feng Mo took a look at the task panel of the Xinhuo system. Temporary task: cooperate with the Xinghai Human Federation to carry out the plan of plowing the courtyard and sweeping the caves. Reward: 1,000 points. T5 level slave chip design drawings. This made him even more excited. This time the reward was actually a slave chip, and it was T5 level. He had previously imagined whether he could enslave the mother nest of the interstellar Zerg, or slave interstellar worms. Unexpectedly, the Xinhuo system considerately gave him a slave chip, and it was still T5 level. Slave chips are very common in the Federation, but the scope of application is not wide. Most of them are used by nobles and slave traders, and the level of slave chips is not high, at most at T3 level. The slave chips in the brains of Air and the batch of half-orc slaves that Feng Mo bought before, as well as the large number of slaves that he bought later, were taken out when these slaves returned to civilian status. Take Air for example. When he came into contact with Feng Mo, he was a new level 3 gene warrior. The T3 slave chip in his brain was used. If Air broke through to the level 4 gene warrior that day, the slave chip would automatically become invalid. As the name suggests, the T5 slave chip means that all creatures below the level 6 gene warrior can be enslaved, and only need to be trained by the master. This chip that can change the thinking of creatures in a short time is very scary. Feng Mo once specifically checked that the design drawings of this slave chip were not sold in the Xinhuo Mall. He thought that the Xinhuo Mall did not have this kind of chip, but he actually saw it in the rewards of the task system. This may be because he did not have enough authority in the mall. However, for the time being, he did not know how to increase the mall authority. It is estimated that he needs to do tasks, but he did not know when this authority increase task would come. Al, you are responsible for leading the Storm Fleet to guard planet Z043. When I come back, you can return to the Hurricane Galaxy. When Feng Mo was talking to Gu Jun just now, Han Pei wisely walked out of the office. When Al was about to get up, Feng Mo pulled him back and he could only wait for him to finish the call. However, Al heard the conversation between Feng Mo and Gu Jun. After hearing what Feng Mo said, Al looked at him with some concern and said, "Commander, Al wants to go with you." After that, he put his tail on Feng Mo's wrist. Of course, Al also knew that he could not go. The Storm Fleet was Feng Mo's elite fleet, which consumed a lot of his efforts. As the commander of the fleet, Al could not leave the fleet and act alone when on an outing. She and Feng Mo must have one person in the fleet. If the two of them go together, in case of a large-scale invasion of the Hive mothership group, the fleet has no temporary command. In case of any damage, who will be responsible? So Al was just acting like a spoiled child. Seeing Al's coquettish appearance, Feng Mo's belly was burning with fire, but he had to restrain himself. This was not a place where he could have fun. Be good, stay at home for me honestly. When I come back, we can return to the Hurricane Galaxy. Al could only nod obediently. The two stayed in the office for more than half an hour. Feng Mo walked out of the office alone, leaving Al with a flushed face. Feng Mo took Han Pei to the starport alone. Planet Z043 was not far from the Xuanwu Interstellar Fortress. It would take a day to get there at the speed of the hurricane. This was his second time to come to the Xuanwu interstellar fortress. The last time he came was to collect the mission reward and compensation. Scanning completed. The Quasi-T5 starship has entered the military jurisdiction area. Please report your personal information and starship information as well as the purpose of coming here. A mechanical sound sounded in the main control room of each starship. 2 minutes after Han Pei reported the information of the hurricane. The information of the hurricane has been confirmed. It comes from Duke Feng Mo of the Yunshan Empire. The fleet size is a Quasi-T5 starship. Your Excellency the Duke, welcome to the Xuanwu interstellar fortress. Please dock the starship at starport number 3. The route of starport number 3 has been marked. Please pay attention, Your Excellency the Duke, and do not deviate from the designated route. The hurricane is docked steadily at starport number 3 according to the designated route. There are a large number of starships docked here, which are basically the same level as the hurricane. I believe that the ships docked at starports number 1 and number 2 should all be T5 starships. At this time, a team of officers were waiting on the ground. The leader was a colonel, the same level as Wang Xufeng. Seeing Feng Mo walk out of the beam, the leading officer stepped forward and saluted and said, "Welcome to the Duke for guidance. Please move to the command center. Minister Gu wants to see you." The officer spoke very politely, and there was a sense of intimacy in his tone. This should be someone from the same faction as him. The identification was completed. "Sorry for the trouble." Feng Mo was also polite after hearing it. It was good to contact his own people, mainly because there would be no accidents. If this was received by people from other factions, there would be no lack of sarcasm, yin and yang, and trying to get information from them. The colonel took Feng Mo and Han Pei out of the starport and took the interstellar car to the second tallest building in the entire fortress. This is the command center and the largest department in the entire fortress. No matter where it is, the fleet command center of the military is always the first among all departments. This is an indisputable fact. Entering the headquarters, the three took the elevator all the way to the top floor. The entire floor was Gu Jun's office, and the decoration was also extremely luxurious. Feng Mo looked around and compared it with his office on planet Z043, and shook his head. You don't know until you compare. When you compare, you will be shocked. In comparison, his office on planet Z043 is a doghouse, even worse than a doghouse. Chapter 153 Interstellar Zerg Report. The colonel first knocked on the door 3 times, and then shouted loudly, "Come in." A strong voice came from the office. As the voice fell, the door opened automatically. Feng Mo walked in front, and the colonel was half a body behind. At this time, Gu Jun was sitting on the captain's chair. When he saw Feng Mo coming in, a smile flashed in his eyes and he said, "I knew you would come. Are you curious about the home of the interstellar Zerg?" Feng Mo nodded obediently after hearing this. He was really curious and wanted to see what level the brood was, or how he could recover such an existence after obtaining the slave chip. Of course, he didn't expect to get a chance this time, and he didn't even complete the task. This time he just wanted to gain experience. "Okay, let's take a day off and get ready to leave tomorrow morning. Also, you must follow the Yunshan flagship closely this time. Otherwise I'm afraid I won't be able to take care of you if something happens. Do you understand?" "I understand, Uncle Gu. I will definitely not run around and listen to you." In response to Gu Jun's instructions and concern on behalf of the elders, Feng Mo nodded obediently and accepted everything. "Now, Li, take this brat down to find a room to rest." "Yes, Chief." The colonel responded and brought Feng Mo and Han Pei to a room. He opened the door and said to the two of them, "Sir, the room is here. There is an internal telephone line inside. You can contact the front desk at any time, including providing family planning supplies, ordering meals, etc. There is no intelligence system in the entire building here, and the original communication is still used. Please leave first." After speaking, Dao Li made a gesture of invitation, then bowed slightly, turned around and left. Han Pei looked at the door of the room, her face quietly flushed. She was a little shy on the surface, But in fact, her mind was constantly thinking, what should I do? I'm so nervous about sharing a room with the commander. Is there only one bed in it? Do you want to be more proactive when going to bed at night? Isn't that what a secretary does? Hearing from Sister Hwalken that he has very good physical strength, anyone who stays with him will be able to enjoy the blessings in the future. Just when Han Pai was thinking wildly, Feng Mo had already walked into the room. When he turned around and was about to close the door, he saw Han Pai standing motionless at the door with his head lowered. Feng Mo seemed to have thought of something, chuckled, shook his head and said, Han Pai, you stay in the room on the left, and I'll stay in the room on the right. It's getting late. If you're not hungry, go to bed. Only when you're well rested will you be energetic. Tomorrow is an important day. Feng Mo's words woke Han Pai up, and he realized that he had filled in so much unconsciously. This made Han Pai's whole face turn red, and he quickly ran into the room on the left and closed the door with a snap. Seeing Han Pai's reaction, Feng Mo shook his head. He didn't expect that Han Pai, who was usually very serious and highly professional, turned out to be a rotten girl. Feng Mo, who returned to his room, slowly fell asleep while looking at the 3 temporary tasks on the Xinhuo panel. Early next morning, Feng Mo dressed up and walked out of the room, and saw Han Pai with a slight dark circle under his eyes. Since he was going to the interstellar Zerglair today and a big event was coming, Feng Mo had no intention of teasing Han Pai. The two walked out of the room and saw Ali, who had been waiting for them. The 3 of them went to the cafeteria to have breakfast. Ali then sent Feng Mo back to the starport and boarded the main control room of the Hurricane again. Gu Jun's video communication came immediately after Feng Mo connected to the video. He discovered that Gu Jun's background was also the main control room of the starship. "No, Mo, the coordinates have been sent to you. The Yunshan fleet is here." After arriving, it will enter the intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode of the Yunshan fleet and take you to the interstellar insect nest. "Okay, Uncle Gu." Feng Mo did not hang up the video, but entered the video chat room of the Yunshan fleet. Here he could clearly hear every instruction of Gu Jun. The Hurricane was also considered a member of the Yunshan fleet. After entering the chat room, Feng Mo discovered that the entire Yunshan fleet had 430 starships, including 264 T5 class starships, and the remaining 166 starships were all quasi-T5 class. The Hurricane is the 167th ship. After the Hurricane arrived at the designated location, a burst of click sound sounded. The coordinate star point is locked. The route planning is completed, and the weapon energy is replenished. The fleet is about to enter the intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode. Please enter the deep sea mode independently for level 2 and below genetic warriors. This time, the intelligent co-frequency warp speed navigation mode is a 5-level warp speed navigation mode. Each T5 starship uses a tractor beam to move one area at a time. The one carrying the Hurricane is the flagship T5 Yunshan class star battleship of the Yunshan fleet, that is, the Yunshan fleet. Mountain number. This was also Feng Mo's first experience with a 5-stage warp engine. There was still pressure, but based on the Hurricane's structural force field, the pressure was not great and could hardly be felt. However, some T2 class starships are expected to activate this level of warp engines very early, or if T5 class starships are brought into warp speed with tractor beams, the hulls will be directly shaken apart. Feng Mo estimated that based on the structural force field of the Hurricane's hull, it shouldn't be a big problem to withstand warp speeds of 6 or 7 levels, but it would definitely not be able to withstand warp speeds of level 6 or 7. The engine level was too high. Under full speed operation, the structural strength the field will inevitably be destroyed, and the starship will face the risk of disintegration. Level 5 warp sailing speed is very fast. According to the information given by Gu Jun, the Xuanwu interstellar fortress must span at least 2 reef galaxies from the interstellar race's home galaxy. At the speed of the fleet, without using stargates, 3 arrived in an hour. After conversion, the 5th level warp engine is at least 5 times faster than the 4th level warp engine. Feng Mo is increasingly yearning for the T5 starship. The Yunshan fleet has arrived at the coordinates. Crew members in deep sea mode are requested to arrive at their workstations within 1 minute. The fleet will enter the first level combat readiness mode. After arriving at the designated coordinates, since the Hurricane and the Yunshan share the same radar, Feng Mo can look at the universe from the perspective of the Yunshan. Feng Mo has only one comment about this place, which is desolate. Very desolate. This galaxy is comparable to a reef galaxy, and all the planets in the entire galaxy are dim. This is the galaxy that has been ravaged by the interstellar Zerg. All energy will be plundered by this race, and then these energies will continue to give birth to more and higher level interstellar Zergs, continue to plunder, form a perfect cycle, and continue to grow the race. This is a non-productive interstellar race. In their eyes, there is only plunder and killing. Through the perspective of the Yunshan, Feng Mo also saw other T5 fleets. Not far to the left of the Yunshan fleet is the Lion King fleet, the second largest ace fleet of the Yunshan Empire. Speaking of which, there is an uncle of Feng Mo in the Lion King fleet. He met him during the last escort mission, but it seems that he is not from the same faction as Gu Jun. Feng Mo has not contacted him for some time. Chapter 154. Continued advancement. On the right side of the Yunshan fleet is the head fleet of the Meteorite Empire, one of the 4 major empires in the Northern Theater. Although the Meteorite fleet is slightly smaller than the Yunshan fleet, it is still an existence that cannot be underestimated. Before Feng Mo could continue to check the information of other fleets, he heard a voice coming from the Yunshan. Alert! The radar has detected the incoming of a large number of Hive motherships and is retrieving the number of Hive motherships. After retrieval, it has been detected that there are 940 T5 level Hive motherships and 4,000 T4 level Hive motherships, 600 ships, T3 class. Countless. Feng Mo no longer needs to listen to the subsequent report, because there are countless T3, T2, and T1 levels. This is the defense power of the interstellar Zerg's home galaxy. It is really scary. It seems that Feng Mo is aware of something wrong. Video Gu Jun on the other end snorted and said, "Mo, this is just an appetizer." According to the inference of the Federation intelligent brain, the entire interstellar Zerg clan conservatively estimates that it has at least more than 30,000 T5 class Hive motherships, which is twice as many as all T5 class starships in the entire Starsea Human Federation. Many. Although, their Hive motherships are bulky and have a single attack and defense system, with the insect sea tactics, it is difficult for the Federation to compete with them without paying a huge price, so the interstellar Zerg has always been the Federation's #1 enemy. After hearing this, Feng Mo took a deep breath and looked at the red dots that began to appear on the radar. From the hundreds at the beginning, it turned into tens of thousands of red dots. This is just the number of Hive motherships. There are countless interstellar Zerg species attached to the mothership. Moreover, some interstellar Zerg species can survive in the universe for a short period of time, such as corrosive worms, self-bindling worms, etc. These are also interstellar Zerg species, a method used by the Zerg against the starship shield. Good guy. The largest scale of Star Wars that Feng Mo has experienced before was the more than 4,000 Hive motherships that were destroyed a few days ago. This time, it was a group of tens of thousands of Hive motherships. What a good guy. Faced with such a large number of Hive motherships, if the Storm Fleet alone was here, Feng Mo really couldn't think of any way to fight against it. He could only turn around and run away. It was not certain whether he could escape successfully. Sure enough, I came here to see the world. I used to do it in a small way. After seeing the world this time, I will work hard to develop the territory when I go back. I will build a country as soon as possible and have a T5 fleet of my own. Feng Mo has a desire in his heart, a sense of urgency. How's it going? Who among the brothers comes first? Gu Jun said to the other 12 fleet commanders in the video. His words were full of relaxation and comfort, as if he was not here to fight, but to have fun. Feng Mo also saw the appearance of the 12 commanders through Gu Jun's perspective. One of them looked very similar to Chu Yunjian, and Feng Mo deduced that he should also be a member of the Hu Yao Chu family. Lao Gu, is the Chu family's son-in-law here? Come out and let old Chu see his eldest son-in-law." A burst of laughter came from the video, and Han Pei behind Feng Mo looked at Feng Mo strangely. On the contrary, Feng Mo was not embarrassed at all, but he did not take the initiative to speak. His current level was still far behind the 13. As a junior, it was best not to interrupt when the elders joked. "Okay, you guys who are hundreds of years old only want to make fun of you when you get together. Let's let the Apocalypse Starfleet show off first." As soon as he finished speaking, Feng Mo quickly switched the screen to the universe, and saw one of the 13 T5 fleets heading straight towards the insect nest mothership group. Hundreds of frigates formed a semicircular defense, blocking all the starships behind them. Then they saw 10 T5 class interstellar missile ships. Star missiles roared past with tail flames, passing through the protective position formed by the frigates, landed in the Hive mothership group. The explosion of a large number of interstellar missiles directly tore apart a large number of Hive motherships, and then directly ignited the roaring Hive mothership group. The explosion of fireballs swallowed up the entire Hive mothership, and even blew up the following Hive motherships to pieces. Feng Mo was completely shocked by this scene. This was caused by the simultaneous salvo of tens of thousands of interstellar missiles seen. In the past, the Stormfleet's salvo of thousands of interstellar missiles was spectacular enough, but it was nothing compared to the salvo of tens of thousands of interstellar missiles. It was not worth mentioning. This is what men should watch. At the other end of the video, Gujun saw Feng Mo's surprised expression and snorted coldly, "Dumbo, that's just a T4 class star missile ship. Each ship can only launch 1,000 T4 class star missiles at the same time. It can only be said to be averagely strong. There are only 5 T5 class star missile ships in the entire Federation, and the Yunshan fleet has 1 ship. Uncle Gu will let you see its power later." At this moment, under the firepower of tens of thousands of interstellar missiles, a large number of Hive motherships were smashed into pieces, causing the entire mothership group to be stunned. Then came the performance of aircraft carrier starships. Tens of thousands of blue interstellar drones and starfighters began to take off and launch an attack on the Hive mothership approaching the defense line. Laser cannons and interstellar missiles weaved into a huge firepower net, constantly pouring out their own ammunition. The laser cannons and interstellar missiles hit the Hive mothership, triggering violent explosions that covered the entire starry sky. It's really because there are so many Hive mothership groups that there is no need for a self-aiming system, just shooting. But this is just what laymen think. In fact, the self-aiming system is always on and automatically locks on high-level star carriers. From the perspective of a T5 level star guard, after opening the star shield, it just stands there without moving. The bioplasma cannons of the T2 and T1 class Hive motherships may not be able to destroy them even if they are bombarded for a day. So only the first round of missile ship attack is a saturation attack, and other attacks need to aim at high-level Hive motherships before they can be fired. After a round of sweeping, interstellar drones and interstellar fighters returned to replenish supplies and prepared for a second round of attacks. In these 2 rounds of attacks, Feng Mo estimated that at least tens of thousands of Hive motherships could be destroyed. Is this a large-scale star war? Feng Mo really learned a lot. In his mind, only the word spectacular can describe the excitement of this star war. Of course, it is not enough to just defend and strike from a distance. You have to take the initiative to attack. A T5 class battleship is paired with 2 T5 class destroyers, 3 ships in a team, and they open the star shield and drive towards the Hive mothership group. Of course, they are not for charging, but they each have their own locked targets, all of which are some T5 class Hive motherships. As the orange energy belonging to the T5 class star destroyer continues to gather, it forms a series of orange light groups, and finally turns into a series of orange beams that directly penetrate a large number of Hive motherships. First, the main and secondary guns of the 2 T5 class destroyers cleared the area around the target T5 class Hive mothership, and then the T5 class star destroyer cannon of the T5 class battleship blasted the T5 class Hive mothership to pieces. The attack of the 3 starships was a perfect coordination. Chapter 155 The Big Killer. Watching this scene made Feng Mo's heart surge. The T-5 class Star Destroyer cannon was simply a bug at this stage. No matter who it was, it would only take one shot, no more than 2 shots at most. This kind of power is enough to destroy an asteroid. This gun may not be able to withstand the modified star shield and modified external armor of the Hurricane. The advancement continued, and 10 T-4 class star missile ships continued to output, coupled with T-5 class interstellar drones, and T-5 class starfighters destroyed all T-5 class Hive motherships. At this time, a huge explosion occurred behind the Hive mothership group. The scope was very wide, affecting almost the entire second half of the Hive mothership group. The sea of fire after the explosion swallowed up the entire Hive mothership group. Feng Mo enlarged the video generated by the radar stealth bomber. Moreover, it is a T-5 level stealth bomber. Feng Mo is well aware of the power of this strategic level weapon. The Storm Fleet relies on 4 T-4 tail Scorpions to gallop across the Star Sea, not to mention that it is a T-5 level. Mo, this is the latest stealth bomber developed by the Federation Starship Design Department. Does it seem familiar to you? Many design elements are borrowed from the T-4 Scorpion class stealth bomber you developed yourself. The Starship Design Department has a lot of top starship design talents. Many of them have watched a lot of T-4 tail Scorpion combat videos. As a result, many new designs have been added to the original T-5 class stealth bomber to create this a new stealth bomber. Gujun's explanation left Feng Mo speechless. He borrowed T-4 tail Scorpion but didn't give him a reference fee. Feng Mo of the Starship Design Department of the Starsea Human Federation knew that even he was jealous of the talents inside. Moreover, this department also recruited him, but he did not agree. His family knew about his family affairs. Although Feng Mo could be regarded as a starship engineer, the starships of the Storm Fleet were redeemed from the fire system or mission rewards, and they were not considered as a starship engineer. Designed independently by Feng Mo. It's just that he can't say it. He can only pretend to be the new generation of top starship designers in the Federation. But if you ask Feng Mo, he has no shortage of knowledge about starship design, and he gets it with every exchange or mission. Feng Mo would thoroughly understand the design drawings in order to avoid being exposed. Seemingly seeing that Feng Mo was speechless, Gujun said thoughtfully, "The Starsea Human Federation is the foundation, and the Federation's copyright office is affiliated with the Starship Design Department, so those T1, T2, and T3 levels you uploaded Starship copyright and the Starship Design Department have the authority to view it at any time." Gujun's words reminded Feng Mo how much power the Starship Technology Department had, and also reminded him not to upload part of the design drawings to the copyright office for T-4 class starships or even T-5 class starships designed in the future. Because people are really not merciless when they borrow from it, and you can't find any faults after borrowing from it. Deja vu is not considered a borrowing, right? After hearing this, Feng Mo nodded and made it clear that since the matter had already happened, there was no need to dwell on it anymore. So he turned his attention back to the radar video again. At this time, as the Changxing fleet slowly advanced, the Hive mothership group was continuously bombarded by various weapons such as interstellar missiles and laser cannons, and faced T-5 level Hive mothers that were nearly twice as many as itself. Ships. The Changxing fleet did not retreat even half a step and continued to advance. Even if the fleet was damaged, it still did not retreat. This battle was regarded as bringing out the blood and elegance of the Federation T-5 fleet. At this moment, a burst of electronic sound sounded. Alert! A large number of Hive motherships have been discovered ahead. The radar is scanning and analyzing. The scan was successful and found 2,400 T-5 class Hive motherships and 23,600 T-4 class Hive motherships. After hearing the alarm, the 12 commanders, including Gu Jun, looked serious, and a chilling air spread throughout the main control room. "I think the one from the mother nest must have known that we were coming to visit and came here to greet us. I think if the 26,000 Hive motherships are completely destroyed, the interstellar Grace will be able to stop for a while," Gu Jun said loudly. Feng Mo also knew that after this battle destroyed these insect nest motherships, the attack could stop here, because if the battle continued, less than half of the 13 fleets would be able to return, and they would not be destroyed. Brood. Feng Mo speculated that the brood was probably already at the quasi T6 level, otherwise, it would not be able to withstand 3 T5 level cluster star destroyer cannons. There was really no good way to destroy it. The Federation also conducted a large number of exploratory attacks, and finally found out the Xuanwu interstellar fortress was built to keep things in check, and the stalemate lasted for thousands of years. At this time, the remaining 12 T5 fleets all sailed next to the Chengxing fleet, constantly enriching the formation of the Chengxing fleet. In the blink of an eye, thousands of starships were all in place. A huge semicircle formation was formed, with the first line of defense consisting of frigates in the front, the second line of defense consisting of interceptors, destroyers and battleships behind, and finally special starships such as missile ships and Genetic ships. Now, Mo, let me show you a big treasure. The T5 cluster star destroyer cannon is more than twice as powerful as the ordinary T5 star destroyer cannon. Gu, Jun said as if presenting a treasure, and Feng Mo also expressed curiosity about this. There is a quasi T5 star destroyer cannon on the Hurricane, and it also has a cluster mode. It is indeed stronger than the regular mode, but twice as much is an exaggeration, because the destroyer cannon, the power of the star cannon itself is the ceiling of T5 level. If it were more than twice as powerful, it would probably have reached the quasi T6 level. Besides, what is the difference between the cluster mode of this T5 level cluster star destroyer cannon and that of ordinary star destroyer cannons? It was not until Feng Mo saw the T5 class cluster star destroyer that he changed his mind. A brilliant brown light lit up at the bow of the Yunshan ship, and Feng Mo enlarged the video. In terms of diameter alone, this cannon is nearly twice as large as the quasi T5 class star destroyer of the Hurricane, and about twice as large as the T5 class star destroyer on the general T5 class interstellar battleship. This is the real giant cannon. Feng Mo is a little fascinated by it. He himself is particularly fond of giant cannons and giant ships, otherwise he would not always use battleships as flagships, while most fleets generally use interstellar aircraft carriers as flagships. Otherwise, it cannot be called an aircraft carrier battlecluster, which is a strategic formation prepared for interstellar aircraft carriers. This formation is always used by Feng Mo, but the flagship is a battleship. Feng Mo, who saw the giant cannon, had only one thought at this time: mine, all mine. He really wanted to remove this giant cannon from the Yunshan and install it on the Hurricane. But it was just a thought. Feng Mo watched intently as the Yunshan completed its charging. A huge brown energy ball emerged, and then at Gu Jun's command, a brown beam of light shot out instantly. The principle of the Star Destroyer cannon was an application of dark energy. It was fired in the form of a beam laser, and the brown beam of light shot directly towards the Hive motherships. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 156, T5 Night Class Star Destroyer. Feng Mo finally knew what a big killer was. The brown beam of light fell directly on the Hive mothership group. Regardless of the level, all the insect Hive motherships were destroyed. The premise is that the energy provided by Yunshan continues. The brown light beam formed by the cluster star destroyer cannon will continue to advance forward. This is a very terrifying weapon. Feng Mo has no doubt that this D5 class cluster star destroyer cannon is enough to turn the White Elm star of the Storm Galaxy into a wasteland. Even with a few more cannons, even the Storm Prime star cannot hold it. A few shots will destroy it. A series of explosions and a series of firelights illuminated the entire dim universe. As the brown light beam gradually moved away, a huge gap was opened in the entire Worm Hive mothership group by the brown light beam, completely piercing the entire mothership group. This is a giant cannon. The ones I played with before were all weak, Feng Mo thought in his heart. At this time, he heard a fleet commander say, Everyone, please stop hiding and tuck it in, finish it as soon as possible and return home to celebrate. After Feng Mo listened, he also issued an order to the Hurricane. The self-aiming system is activated. With the help of the Yunshan radar, the main and secondary guns focus on the T3 level and above Hive motherships, and the quasi-T5 level Star Destroyer cannons target the T4 level Hive mothership. Free fire after charging, no need to ask for instructions. After arranging the Hurricane, Feng Mo once again concentrated in front of the holographic video generated by the radar. These 13 fleet commanders were all above the level of federal commanders, and it was worth Feng Mo's efforts to learn more. Normally, when the fleet can crush the opponent, it can carry out a saturation strike. It is difficult for the enemy fleet to survive under the cover of artillery fire, but when the fleets are equal in strength, it depends on the commander's micromanagement. Along the way, Feng Mo relied on the performance of the starship provided by the Xinhuo system to crush his opponents. This does not mean that Feng Mo's command ability is very strong, at least he thinks it is worse than Eldu. Let alone compare these 13 T5 fleet commanders. Therefore, Feng Mo looked extremely serious and mesmerized. The commanders cooperated with each other tacitly. First, they used the pincer-shaped offensive to lengthen the entire front line, but not too long, because there were too many Hive motherships, and stretching it too long would be dangerous. In addition, in the universe, torpedoes can be ejected from the launcher under the ship, and interstellar missiles can be launched from the launch silo on the ship. Only lasers can be launched in a flat plane. The entire universe is three-dimensional, not flat. The tactics and feasibility involved are very maneuverable. The 13 T5 fleets were divided into two parts, clamping the head and tail of the Hive mothership group respectively, and then a large number of frigates and destroyers were used in the middle to form a defensive formation to continuously resist the impact of the Hive mothership group. The first and last two parts have come up with another big killer, which is the T5 class interstellar missile ship. A missile ship with 2,000 silos. There are only 5 of them in the entire Federation, and there are currently 3 on the battlefield. What does the scene of a salvo of 6,000 T5 class interstellar missiles look like? Feng Mo saw it today. After the 6,000 interstellar missiles took off, they landed directly on the Hive mothership group with their tail flames. Of course, there were also some in the middle. It was intercepted by the bioplasma cannon ejected by the T5 class Hive mothership. But most of them still fell into the Hive mothership group, and exploded in an instant. As the interstellar missiles fell, the entire area was cleared, and the endless explosions and flames swallowed everything up. This scene was extremely spectacular. At this time, Feng Mo realized that even after he established the kingdom, it was still very different from the Federation. At least it's incomparable at this stage. After a round of missiles from the T5 class star missile ship, an area was cleared. Before the explosion was over, another huge explosion occurred in the middle of the entire Hive mothership group. Feng Mo zoomed in on the radar video and clearly saw dozens of T5 class stealth aircraft. The bombing ship is constantly ejecting various torpedoes and star missiles. This is the importance of air supremacy. Of course, there is no such thing as air supremacy in the universe, but this stealth bomber is similar to the effect of some stealth fighters. It is very terrifying, and the biological position of the Hive mothership group cannot be detected at all. The assassination and sneak attack are really accurate. Moreover, Feng Mo also saw a more special type of ship, which was the T5 Knight class star destroyer. This starship is Feng Mo's dream ship. Compared with it, the Hurricane is nothing. Don't blame Feng Mo for giving up after starting in chaos. This starship is really too tempting. The hull data is 7 km times 1.5 km times 1.3 km. The external armor of the hull is 3,000 units. It is equipped with a real giant ship and huge cannon. It is equipped with 4 T5 level Star Destroyer cannons and 12 neutron main guns, 24 laser secondary cannons, hundreds of interstellar missile silos, and 200 close-range rapid-fire cannons. The weapons are very comprehensive and the firepower is very fierce. Such a Star Destroyer is really as its name suggests, and it can indeed destroy stars. In comparison, The Yunshan seems a bit lackluster next to it. However, these T5 Knight-class star destroyers do not belong to any empire, but belong to the Federation. This time they are temporarily loaned to the United Fleet for use. I have said before that there are only 5 T5 class star missile ships in the entire Federation, which means that there are only 5 ships in the fleets under the major empires. The reason why the Star Sea Human Federation's parliament is superior to the 17 major empires is that it is absolutely force-ruled. The Star Sea Human Federation Council has 2 fleets under its command. They are only responsible for carrying out the tasks assigned by the Council, and will not care about the battles between empires, or the wars at the federal border fortresses, etc. These 2 fleets are very strong. No T5 class fleet of the major empires dares to say that they can defeat them. In addition, there are a large number of special starships hidden in these 2 fleets, which are all developed by the Federation Starship Technology Department. I saw that the 4 T5 class cluster star destroyers at the bow of the T5 Knight class interstellar star destroyer were charged at the same time, and 4 huge brown light beams swept towards the Hive mothership group. Then the hundreds of launch silos on the hull were fully opened, and hundreds of T5 class interstellar missiles all fell into the Hive mothership group. What's more, there are 12 T5 class neutron main guns. The power of this weapon is second only to the Star Destroyer cannon. It is also a must-have weapon for T5 class starships. The 12 neutron main guns hit 12 T5 class Hive motherships respectively, directly tearing them apart. The entire central battlefield was almost performed by this T5 Knight class interstellar star destroyer. Of course, the Hive mothership group was constantly looking for opportunities to fight back after such a blow. However, their single attack had limited lethality to the T5 fleet, but they had the advantage of being large in number. A large number of ants could bite any creature to death. The first to suffer were a large number of interstellar frigates, especially the quasi-T5 ones. A large number of interstellar frigate fleets were hit by biological plasma cannons, and the energy of the star shield plummeted, especially the frigates stationed in the middle. Even if they could switch to resist, they could not withstand the power of tens of thousands of biological plasma cannons. Chapter 157 Return. At this time, in the central area, the star shields of a large number of frigates have been shattered, and bioplasma cannons have threatened the external armor of the ship. It will only get worse as time goes by. The 2 battlefields at the head and tail, although controlled by the Federation, the fleet overwhelmed the Hive mothership and fought in groups, but not without any casualties. Writing this, I hope readers will remember our domain name TaiwanNovelNetwork.com. Of course, the flagship and some special starships have not suffered any casualties so far, but some quasi-T5 battleships and destroyers can't handle it. Fortunately, the Hurricane has always been with the Yunshan and has not been attacked. Moreover, the quasi-T5 level Star Destroyer cannon and the 22 main and secondary guns can still cover a wave of firepower from time to time. The general T4 and T3 level insect nests, the mothership really couldn't survive the attack from the Hurricane. As time went by, as the 2 forces continued to compete, a large number of Federation starships fell, but the results in exchange were brilliant. On average, one quasi-T5 starship could replace at least 3 enemy Hive motherships, and on average the T5 class starship can replace at least 10 enemy Hive motherships. Feng Mo could clearly feel that the Hive mothership group they faced had become much thinner, but at this moment, a burst of electronic alarm sounds sounded in the main control rooms of the major fleets. Alert! The radar has detected a large number of Hive motherships. After scanning, 1 quasi-T6 level Hive motherstar, 3,000 T5 level Hive motherships, and T4 level Hive motherships were found. There was another announcement, and Feng Mo heard the keyword in it, the insect nest mother planet. Originally he thought that the Hive mothership was conceived from the mother's nest, and he heard Gu Jun also talk about the mother's nest. He always thought about what the mother's nest looked like, a large insect hive mothership, or is it a nest whose circular shape is all holes? Now tell him that the mother nest that was often mentioned is actually a Zerg planet. The huge worm nest mother star in front of him had no eye-catching color. The surface of the planet was covered with honeycomb-like tunnels. Feng Mo could even clearly see the worm nest motherships emerging from the tunnels. This is equivalent to a battle planet, referred to as a battle star. It is a movable planet. However, unlike a battle star, the insect nest home planet does not have attack power, but it has a powerful biological force field that can withstand 3 enemies at the same time. Launch a T5 class cluster star destroyer cannon bombardment. Moreover, once the insect nest home planet joins the war, it means that it is close to the decisive battle of the races. At this time, the commanders have already begun to think about retreating, and the same is true for Feng Mo. If he does not retreat, he may not be able to retreat. And this time, the results obtained during this trip are still good. Tens of thousands of Hive motherships were destroyed in total, and thousands of T5 level Hive motherships were destroyed. This was also a very big loss for the interstellar Zerg, otherwise, the Zerg the Nest Star will not come out to join the battle. I'll give them a farewell gift before I leave. After the Federation develops T6 level weapons, we will fight against them again. Gu Jun said calmly, and all the fleet commanders nodded. They saw the flagships of the 13 fleets shining brightly at the same time, as well as the 4 T5 class cluster star destroyer cannons of the T5 class star destroyer. The 17 T5 class cluster star destroyer cannons emitted brown light beams at the same time. The 17 light beams swept across the entire battlefield. Whenever the Hive mothership came into contact with the brown light beam, all exploded regardless of the level. The light beam continued to advance until it reached the Hive home planet. It stops just ahead. It's not that they don't attack, it's because they don't have enough energy. With these 17 cannons, thousands of insect nest motherships were destroyed. The energy consumed can be imagined. This farewell gift is not bad. Everyone, it's not good to stay at other people's homes all the time. Let's go back to your own home to have a drink and talk. Gu Jun said loudly that the combined fleets retreated in an orderly manner, fighting and retreating at the same time. All previously destroyed starships were connected with tractor beams, trying not to let go of a single starship and take them all away. Some of these starships are just nests, and there may be survivors inside. Training a crew capable of T5 starships consumes a lot of resources. They will not be given up easily, and they still have this comradeship. At this time, Gu Jun looked at the insect nest full of tunnels that appeared on the radar inside. Mo, the next time we come back will definitely be the time to completely eliminate this race. Do you know, this insect the nest star will evolve independently. But, fortunately, its evolution speed is too long. When the Star Sea Human Federation discovered it thousands of years ago, it was only a T5 level insect nest home planet. Now, more than 1,000 years have passed, and it has just evolved into a quasi T6 level. I don't know how long it will take until the real T6 level. Let's see, when the federal technology takes a step forward, it will be able to completely wipe out this interstellar Zerg race from the universe. From Gu Jun's words, Feng Mo could hear many meanings, introducing the origin of the insect nest home planet, and that there was more than just this interstellar insect race in the universe. By the way, I would like to introduce the level of technology of the Federation, try to stop him from getting too carried away, and then tell him that the Federation already has an eye on the T6 level. Feng Mo could only nod his head obediently to express his understanding. Coming to participate in the war this time has completely opened his eyes to the power of T5 class starships, special starships that he has never seen before, and the insect nest mother planet, etc. Feng Mo gained a lot from all of this, and gained a deeper understanding of the Star Sea Human Federation. In the past, he thought that as long as the territory had a few T5 fleets, he could sail across the Star Sea. In fact, the federal technology was about to enter the T6 era. The Xinghai Human Federation opened up 3 battlefields and was able to launch such a big move against the interstellar Zerg. Feng Mo was sure that the 2 fleets under the Federation must have quasi T6 starships. Otherwise, the 3-line battle also assembled 13 T5 fleets at once to launch a large-scale interstellar war. If there were no quasi T6 starships, Feng Mo would never believe it. In fact, his intuition was right. On the way back to the fleet, Gujun sent him a video. The video showed a 10 kilometers long red interstellar battleship sailing in the cold universe. There were only 2 black badges sprayed on the bow, one for the Xinghai Human Federation and the Starship Design Department. This is a quasi-T6 interstellar battleship. In front of it, there are a large number of mechanical starships of the interstellar mechanical family. In the video, the bowgun of the quasi-T6 interstellar battleship is continuously charged, and the energy close to brown is gathered. The dead arc can be vaguely seen. Feng Mo watched very seriously. At this time, the bowgun of the quasi-T6 interstellar battleship was fully charged, and a light brown beam of light instantly pierced through 3 T5 class battleships of the interstellar mechanical family. The video ended here. After watching it, Feng Mo calmly passed the video to Al, Alyssa, and Chu Yunjian. Of course, these little actions did not escape Gujun's eyes, but he didn't mind. This was not a big secret. The birth of the quasi-T6 starship has spread in the top level of the Federation. The performance of the starship, whether it is the hull data, weapon speed or external armor, is much higher than that of the T5 starship. I just got home and wrote 3 chapters temporarily. Because of the business trip, I can rest for 2 days. On Monday and Tuesday, I went to the gym in the morning to exercise and started writing in the afternoon. I didn't save any manuscripts. It should be possible to write 10,000 a day. Thank you for the support of all the big brothers on the list. I wish you all fortune. Chapter 158. 1 year later, September 4, 7496 in the federal calendar. It has been a year since the hurricane followed the Yunshan fleet to fight against the interstellar Zerg. The Storm Fleet has completed its mission to garrison planet Z043 and can return at any time. In this year, the interstellar Zerg has only carried out small-scale harassment, and there has been no large-scale attack. The second line of defense is very stable, and the number of Zerg motherships encountered has dropped sharply, from thousands of ships at the beginning to dozens now. There is no need to dispatch a large fleet at all. Feng Mo has lived a relatively stable year, but he is a little impatient to return. A year ago, Feng Mo has completed all the temporary tasks he received when he led the Storm Fleet to garrison, and obtained 4,000 points and 2 design drawings. The points have reached 11,660, which is enough to exchange for the design drawings of a T5 starship. As for the 2 design drawings, they are the T4 Mule class interstellar carrier and the T5 class slave ship design drawings, and the data are as follows. T4 Mule class interstellar carrier armor strength, 400 units. Hull data, 8 km times 2 km times 1.6 km speed, 200 knots. Warp engine, level 4. Star shield energy, level 4, 100% weapons, T4 class close-range rapid-fire laser cannon times 220. This is a standard interstellar carrier. The main feature is that it is large, has a lot of things, and is very conventional. Feng Mo roughly browsed it and passed it to Elisa, and asked her to build 20 ships first. Elisa's reply is still so cute, a selfie avatar, with her round face puffed up when she was secretly eating snacks, but her face looks like she has no hope in life. During this year, Feng Mo had to stay in the Z043 galaxy and could only talk to Elisa in the star network space or through the communication. This made the little girl very happy. No one cared about her. She ate a lot of snacks and her face became rounder. Feng Mo did not respond to Elisa's complaints, but looked at the design drawings of the T5 level slave chip. This is a delicate job. A T5 level slave chip is only about 1 centimeter, but it requires a lot of materials to make it, and this type of chip can also change the thinking and consciousness of the enslaved people. Now the biological laboratory in the Shomin galaxy has been completely completed, and a series of scientists have entered the site one after another. These people are all people under the command of Feng Mo's territory, and the security measures of the Shomin galaxy are sufficient to ensure that even if there are spies from other forces among these people, they cannot pass on the news. And Feng Mo did not intend to let them leave the Shomin galaxy. It is a bit cruel to say that they have to stay in the Shomin galaxy for the rest of their lives, but it is almost the same. Feng Mo will help you find anyone you want to see. as long as you do scientific research with peace of mind. This T5 level slave chip will be the first experiment of the Biological Research Department. Feng Mo sent a copy of the chip's design drawings to Hua Qin, asking her to instruct the Biological Research Department to study it as soon as possible, buy any materials they need, and produce the finished product as soon as possible. After processing the task rewards, Feng Mo came to the starport of planet Z043 and boarded the main control room of the Hurricane. The Stormfleet officially returns, and starts the third-level intelligent co-frequency warp navigation mode. The coordinates are the main star of the Hurricane galaxy. Please ask the first-level Gene Warriors to enter the deep-sea mode. Han Pei's voice spread throughout the fleet, and Feng Mo's mind was in the Xinhuo Mall at this time. Since he saw the Federation's T5 level interstellar star destroyer, he has been thinking about it, but when he found the design drawings of the star destroyer directly in the mall, Feng Mo's face turned green. Because it takes 10,000 points to exchange for a T5 level starship, but it takes 20,000 points to exchange for a T5 level star destroyer and a T5 level Titan starship, and even 30,000 points to exchange for a T5 level battlestar. Feng Mo doesn't have that many now. As for why it is so much higher, it is because both starships are equipped with weapons beyond the norm, such as the Star Destroyer's Cluster Star Destroyer Cannon and Neutron Laser Main Cannon. Feng Mo was not surprised that the War Star was 20,000 points higher than the ordinary starship. Anyway, he couldn't afford it now. As for other T5 class starships, they were equipped with conventional Star Destroyers and did not have cluster attacks. At this time, Feng Mo sighed that the Federation was indeed powerful. The quasi-T5 class Star Destroyer he bought from the Federation's offline auction could already switch between conventional and cluster, but without the design drawings, Feng Mo's scientific research capabilities were still far from independently developing Star Destroyers. Since he couldn't exchange for an interstellar Star Destroyer for the time being, and now he still lacked a T5 class starship that could be used to build a country, he could only temporarily exchange for an interstellar aircraft carrier as a temporary flagship. After the country was built and the mission was completed, the design drawings of the second T5 flagship function would be a reward. By then, the Stormfleet with 2 T5 flagships would be greatly enhanced in strength. I have accumulated enough level points. I must redeem an interstellar Star Destroyer when I come to the Xinhuo Mall for the second time, Feng Mo thought to himself. But he still spent 10,000 points to redeem a T5 Orca-class interstellar aircraft carrier. The biggest feature of this interstellar aircraft carrier is its appearance, which is black and white, and the drones on the interstellar aircraft carrier are black and white. In addition to interstellar drones, it is also equipped with interstellar fighters that can be driven by people. They are extremely powerful, but once the fighters fall on a large scale, they are relatively useless. T5 Orca-class interstellar aircraft carrier, armor strength, 2,300 units hull data, 8 km x 1.6 km x 1.4 km speed, 450 knots warp engine, level 5 star shield energy, level 5, 100% weapons, T5 Killer Whale Starfighter x 600, T5 Killer Whale Star Bomber x 300. T5 Killer Whale Starship Destroyer x 200, T5 Killer Whale Starfighter x 100, Close Defense Rapid Fire Cannon x 200. This interstellar aircraft carrier has removed the interstellar self-destruction drone and added the interstellar fighter, an airspace fighter that requires human piloting. Of course, in terms of power, the T5 class interstellar aircraft carrier is definitely stronger. After all, no matter how much the level 4 is modified, it can never reach the level 5. The quasi-T5 level has a word in front of it, and it is not a real T5 level. After exchanging the design drawings of this starship, Feng Mo was still studying the design drawings until he arrived at the Hurricane main star. The design drawings of the T5 class starship are several times more difficult than those of the T4 class, and Feng Mo also needs a lot of time to digest them. Feng Mo took Hao's hand and walked down the Hurricane. The two returned to the base. At this time, Kai Lan had been waiting in the room for a long time. She hadn't seen Feng Mo for a whole year and missed him like crazy. Arrived early in the morning to decorate the room, with warmth and cleanliness as the main themes, and then placed some favorite toys neatly beside the bed. And prepared lubricant thoughtfully, which is essential. As for protective measures, it is not necessary. With reproductive barriers, it is difficult for Kailin and Ayer to get pregnant, and they both want to get pregnant. After everything was ready, Kailin came to the bathroom to wash her body carefully, and change into a set of carefully prepared elf queen clothes. The whole person looked holy, noble and elegant. When Feng Mo opened the door, he saw an elf queen looking at him affectionately. Who can bear this? Many words are omitted below. Chapter 159 Territory Changes. After Feng Mo returned to Hurricane Prime, he dealt with the backlog of matters in the territory during the day, and dealt with Kai Lan, Chu Yunjian, and the three girls of L at night. Yes, Chu Yunjian rushed over the next day after Feng Mo came back. She hadn't seen Feng Mo for more than a year, so she was thinking hard. When Feng Mo used a week to clean up the three women, he ran away alone on the hurricane, leaving only one sentence on the three women's smart terminals. Let Kailin return to the Storm Galaxy, I'll sit in the Hurricane Galaxy, and Chu Yunjian helps raise a series of materials on the list. Chu Yunjian roughly browsed through the materials Feng Mo sent her, breathed a sigh of relief, and immediately made a video call. Father, we need 3 copies of the raw materials on this list. The Yunjian Chamber of Commerce alone cannot handle this matter in a short time. It can only be done by the Chu family. After saying that, she passed the list that Feng Mo had given her to Chu's father. On the other end of the video, Chu's father was wearing military uniform and sitting on the captain's chair. He looked calm and confident. After reading the list, he looked at my precious daughter, said kindly, my son-in-law has never met his father-in-law in person, and he always asks his old father-in-law to contribute. It's unreasonable. Who makes my precious daughter like it? Tell my son-in-law to send it to him within a week. After getting Chu's father's assurance, Chu Yunjian happily hung up the video. If the Yunjian Chamber of Commerce were to collect this list, it would probably take more than a month. A sentence from his father would take a week, which would shorten the time greatly. Father Chu on the other end watched his daughter hang up the video, sighed and murmured to himself, this kid is too evil. He designed the T5 Starship design drawings within 1 year. He is my son-in-law, but he is better than others. Feng Mo's site is now being teleported to the Tangent Galaxy through the Stargate. After a year, the Stargates of the Tangent Galaxy and the Beast Cry Galaxy have been completed and officially put into use. The 2 Stargates are led by Celia respectively, guarded by the Guard Fleet, and the Beast Cry Fleet led by Huakin. And after Elisa worked hard for more than a year, she not only rebuilt the entire Beast Call starport, but also built all 3 T3 level space stations, and specially used a T4 level radar, modified version, to cover the city. The Storm Galaxy is smaller than the Beast Cry Galaxy. These are not all of Elisa. This year, many T4 starships were also built, giving priority to the Guardian Fleet and Beast Cry Fleet, and replacing a large number of starships for the Elf Fleet and Explorer Fleet. Moreover, after Feng Mo returned to the Hurricane Galaxy, he dispersed the Storm Fleet, retaining only 2 quasi-T5 flagships, 4 T4 tail Scorpions and 2 T4 class interstellar biological ships, a total of 8 starships, and the rest include logistics. The starships are all assigned to the Explorer Fleet and the Elf Fleet. And also asked Elisa to build 2 more T3 Boxers, so that each of the 4 fleets will have a T3 Boxer class star missile ship, and the Storm Fleet will be completely elite and begin to replace T5 class starships. In this way, the T4 starships of the 4 fleets are almost the same. The flagships are 1 T4 Elephant-class starship carrier and 1 T4 Hurricane-class starship battleship, and then they are matched with 10 T4 Kangaroos and 30 T4 Sword Shields, and 8 T3 Boxer, and then matched with 300 to 500 T3 starships. This size is already at the top of the small fleet, and the territory's finances can only support it so far. This is just a battle fleet. The number of logistics fleets is about the same as that of battle fleets. If there are more, it will really be unaffordable. The maintenance fees for nearly 4,000 starships cost at least 8 figures a year, and they are still in star coins. If you include energy, ammunition replacement, and battle damage, it is a bottomless pit. However, Feng Mo still had confidence in his heart, because the two flesh-sucking ancestors had brought him a lot of gains. In the past year or so, Feng Mo had to send back all the corpses of the interstellar Zerg. Among them, the life-eating ancient tree produced 14 fruits, and the bloodthirsty vine produced 43 fruits. However, the fruits produced by the bloodthirsty vine must be kept and cannot be sold. This is one of the main materials for making T4 level genetic potions and is extremely precious, is used as a strategic reserve. It just so happened that both Al and Feng Tanya had reached the peak of T3 level. It was not known how long it would take them to break through just relying on their hard work. It was just in time to start taking T4 level genetic medicine. As for the 14 life-eating fruits from the ancient tree, most of them are owned, 3 from the Chu family, 2 from the Hua family, 1 from Uncle Gu, 2 from the Wang and Mo family, and 1 that was promised to Professor Luo. Of course, these 9 fruit-eating fruits are not given away for free, but they are half the price compared to the market price. Feng Mo's price is 50 million star coins each, and 9 of them will earn 450 million star coins, which is a great relief. Finances of the territory. The first time he got the star coins was to repay the money. First, he paid back the star coins from Fenian Starship Trading Company. A total of 140 million star coins were paid back. This was what Feng Mo had to pay after receiving dividends from the company in the past year. Borrow money, otherwise we really can't afford to support such a large territory. Because the raw materials produced by all the resource planets in Feng Mo's 4 territories, T4 and below, were exchanged for T4 level raw materials. And the Chen family also continuously asked the Chen family to collect dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals on the market. And colleges are being built aggressively in the 4 territories, ranging from kindergartens to universities. As the territories become larger, more talents are needed. Uncle Yang sends a large number of talents every year, but he cannot fill the vacancies at all. A T4 starship requires at least 700 to 800 crew members, or even several thousand more. Feng Mo has more than 100 ships under his command. A T3 starship requires at least 100 people, and more than 1,000 people. Feng Mo has nearly 2,000 ships under his command, which requires more than 1 million professional crew members, and a logistics fleet, which is more than 1 million, as well as mechs and fighters. In addition, the territory also needs a large number of soldiers to guard resource planets, stand guard, maintain public order, etc., which require talents, and these are not high-end talents. Elise's technical department currently has more than 100,000 starship designers, engineers, builders, etc., which are high-end talents. Therefore, it is urgent to cultivate talents independently. The reason why Feng Mo continues to increase investment is to ensure that there will be no shortage of talents in the future. He is really envious of the Starship Design Department of the Federation, which concentrates all the high-end talents of the entire Federation and has nearly 100 million senior starship engineers. It can be called the most ambitious department in the entire Xinghai Human Federation. Without a doubt, the 100 million talents in it are all top-notch. To be honest, each of them is no worse than Feng Mo, but they don't have Feng Mo's luck. After all, luck is also part of strength. Some people are born in Rome, and some are born as cattle and horses. People are different. After arriving at the Tangent Galaxy, Feng Mo first took a look at the white hole he had been thinking about, and found that there was still no sign of ejection. After giving some instructions to Celia, he once again crossed the Stargate to the Shomin Galaxy. You and I are both mortals. Without the golden finger, it is useless to cross and be reborn. Look forward, my dears. Chapter 160 T5 Orca-class interstellar aircraft carrier. Compared to the brightness of the Tangent Galaxy, the overall color tone of the Shomin Galaxy is beige. This galaxy is like a newborn baby, very young, and only 2/3 the size of the Storm Galaxy. There are only 2 life planets in the entire galaxy, of which the Shomin main star is a 3rd-level life planet, but there are various beasts living on it. However, since Feng Mo planted the life-eating ancient tree and the bloodthirsty vine on the Xiaoming main star, the area within a few kilometers around these two interstellar plants gradually became a restricted area for beasts. The hurricane arrived at the starport of the Xiaoming main star, and Feng Mo took Han Pai Pei to the interstellar dock nearby in an interstellar car. Alice's workplace for nearly a year is here, since the Xiaoming main star needs to be rebuilt after the Star War with the new human church. Feng Mo simply asked Alice to expand the interstellar dock, which will become the birthplace of his first T5 class starship. Feng Mo came to the main control room of the interstellar dock. At this time, Elisa and a group of starship engineers were studying the T4 Mule-class interstellar carrier that Feng Mo had sent her before. This starship seemed very ordinary to Feng Mo, but Elisa felt that it could be improved and modified. This time, they discussed with these starship engineers how to modify it. When they saw Feng Mo coming, they all stood up and bowed to Feng Mo and said, "Lord." Feng Mo waved his hand and said, "No need to be polite. The modification of this interstellar carrier will be left to you to complete alone. After the modification, the finished product can be inspected by your minister. Now take the design drawings to the starship dock next to it." After Feng Mo drove everyone away, he came to the main console and input the design drawings of the T5 Killer Whale-class interstellar aircraft carrier into it. A holographic simulated three-dimensional image was generated, and the data of the entire starship was presented in front of the two. "Elisa, you need to spend the next period of time here with me. This T5 starship is the most important thing. It is the key to whether the country can be established. You must understand it thoroughly and then build a finished product. As for the raw materials for construction, there are dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. The other T5 raw materials will be delivered within 7 days." At this time, Elisa did not listen to Feng Mo's words. Her whole spirit was attracted by the killer whale. She kept muttering in her mouth, and the whole person seemed to be possessed. Seeing this scene, Feng Mo smiled slightly. Elisa was like this. Starship research and snacks had a kind of magic to her, making her unconsciously addicted to them. In the following time, Feng Mo and Elisa had a fierce discussion. This starship required them to absorb and digest it for a period of time. The construction time of a T5 starship is generally half a year. This is the data given by the Starsea Human Federation. Of course, it can be mass-produced, but with the size of the T5 starship, it is destined not to produce too many ships at one time. Elisa opened up all the interstellar docks on the main star of Beast Ming to become 2 huge interstellar docks, which just reached the standard for building a T5 starship. All the technical means to build this interstellar aircraft carrier are recorded in the design drawings. All Feng Mo and Elisa have to do is to realize them. However, in the process of holographic simulation construction, the two still encountered various difficulties. Fortunately, both of them have the experience of building more than one T5 class starship, and they are also very good at solving difficulties. Finally, they spent 10 days to thoroughly understand the design drawings of this aircraft carrier starship. This is still with the help of the intelligent brain, otherwise the time would be at least 3 times longer. After understanding the drawings, it is time to start construction. Of course, the T5 starship cannot be built by Feng Mo and Elisa alone. How long will it take? Even with the intelligent mechanical arm, it may take 2 years to build it. There is a group of starship engineers next door. Feng Mo plans to let them participate together, but the premise is that if they want to participate, they cannot leave the Beast Ming galaxy within 10 years, and all their families will be brought to you. This is a necessary precautionary condition. Here they cannot have any contact with the outside world. Feng Mo has enough confidence to build a T5 fleet within 10 years. What if these starship engineers leave at that time? They can't access the core secrets. Besides, this is just for a prevention. They have access to many secrets, and they have not betrayed Feng Mo. Days passed by, and Feng Mo couldn't remember how many days had passed. He didn't know where the smart terminal on his arm was thrown. The clothes he wore were still changed 7 days ago. He and Elisa devoted themselves to the construction of this D5 Killer Whale-class interstellar aircraft carrier. During the period when Feng Mo disappeared, The 3 women were not idle. Al was in charge of the command authority of the 4 fleets, Kailan was in charge of the government affairs of the 4 star systems, and Chu Yunjian was responsible for cooperating with the 2 women. The 3 women worked together to develop the 4 star systems, among which the Hurricane star system developed the fastest, and Al also built a huge building covering an area of 8.8 square kilometers on the main star of Hurricane. Of course, there was more than just an auction house. Shopping malls, amusement parks, holographic simulation venues for starship games, etc., all integrated with eating, drinking and playing. Of course, the core of this huge building is the auction house located in the center. After obtaining Feng Mo's consent, Al named it the Fengshan Auction House. This was also what Feng Mo had explained before he left. The purpose of building this auction house was of course to auction the treasures and life-eating fruits produced by the white hole. It was not long before the next white hole erupted, so it was just right to hold a grand founding auction. This was also the first time that the interstellar kingdom established by Feng Mo appeared in the sight of everyone. It must be done to perfection, so he spent a huge amount of money to build this Fengshan auction house. Half a year has passed in a flash, and the white hole has erupted a large amount of dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals as promised, as well as several interstellar seeds and some treasures. This time, Al was responsible for organizing the fleet to collect the white hole eruption. Feng Mo was destined to miss these. He was in the interstellar dock of the main star of Shoming at this time. The T-5 Killer Whale class interstellar aircraft carrier had reached the final step, the trial stage. Start the Killer Whale's T-5 class dark energy engine and enter the dock channel. The crew in the main control room excitedly controlled the Killer Whale. A few minutes later, the Killer Whale drove out of the channel and the interstellar dock. Most general starships use a fully enclosed structure, which requires radar to affect the collection function and project the external image in the main control room. The Killer Whale is no exception. After the Killer Whale drove out of the interstellar dock, it drove straight to the space station on the north side of the Shoming galaxy. This short journey was regarded as a preliminary trial voyage, and it was still the full speed mode that could best show the problems of the starship, but this time Feng Mo did it in one step. Unlock the engine limit of the Orca, enter the extreme speed mode, coordinate to the North Space Station, and set off. Chapter 161 White Hole Harvest. Feng Mo gave an order, and Han Pipe entered the password to deactivate the engine on the main console, and the Orca sped towards the North Space Station like an arrow from a string. Report: everything is normal on the Orca. The hull structure is stable, the weapons are complete, the corridor structure is intact, and the navigation is stable. There are no abnormalities. As all the data was compiled, Feng Mo breathed a sigh of relief. The work of dozens of starship engineers and hundreds of starship builders that took half a year was finally successful. Taiwan Novel Network.com. In the past 6 months, Feng Mo has been living without food and sleepless nights. He has devoted himself to the construction of the Orca and the necessary spiritual nourishment every day. Not only him, but all the staff are obsessed with it. Now he has finally succeeded. This is a historic scene, and this is a solid step forward for the entire territory from T4 to T5! Next came various tests, and the results showed that they were all successful. Feng Mo stood up and said to everyone in the main control room, "Everyone, let's return home. Promotions and salary increases are for everyone, and our hero Alyssa, please have enough snacks." There was a burst of cheers, and the Orca returned successfully. When Feng Mo was about to return to the base to rest, Alyssa grabbed Feng Mo's clothes and timidly said, "Commander, Alyssa can take care of herself without snacks. Can you agree to Alyssa's request?" Feng Mo raised his eyebrows. This was the first time Alyssa begged him. It should be an important matter. He restrained his joy and said seriously, "Let's talk and listen. As long as it's not too much, I agree to everything, including the snacks." After hearing this, Alyssa smiled and said, "I know that Commander is the best. You have established the highest level military academy in the university. Alyssa wants a few tribesmen to study there. Is that okay?" Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. This is not an excessive request, But Feng Mo has high hopes for this university. It is even named after the Storm Fleet. Moreover, the admissions process of this university is very strict. Political review is necessary and it has to go through a process. Series of assessments. Feng Mo's subordinates include nearly 20 billion people on the main star of Xianyun. This university only admits 1,000 people every year. Only the best of the best can enter. This is the first time Melissa begged herself not to spoil the interest of this great hero. I'll give you 3 places, and you can choose whoever you want. How about that? Are you satisfied? Feng Mo said with a smile while squeezing Alyssa's round little face. Alyssa smiled sweetly after hearing this. She is not a greedy person. 3 quotas are enough. As an interstellar dwarf, he is the Lord's confidant. He holds a high position and must always repay his clan members. As for the number of quotas, it is whatever the Lord says. If it is not enough, let them earn it themselves. How will they know how to cherish this hard-won quota if they don't earn it? With a population of 20 billion, there are only 1,000 people per year. Do you really think it is so easy to get into? It is a battle between dragons and tigers, with thousands of troops crossing the single plank bridge. Whoever can get in will be guaranteed to be a crew member of the Storm Fleet after graduation. Being able to personally build or pilot a T-4 starship or even a T-5 starship may be the biggest dream of all military academy students in their lives. After Feng Mo sent the happy Alyssa away, he returned to the bedroom alone. His energy was exhausted, and he collapsed directly on the big bed. After a while, he heard a slight snore. He was really too tired. In the past 6 months, he has only slept 2 or 3 hours a day, relying entirely on this mental nutrient solution. Even if he is a 3rd-level genetic warrior, his body will not be able to bear it, but there is no way. Now is not the time to enjoy it, especially when he has just been killed by those from the Federation. Feng Mo stimulated by new technology. When he woke up, it was already 2 days later. Feng Mo put on his combat uniform, put the smart terminal on his arm, then sent a message to Han Pei, and went to the canteen to eat alone. Along the way, he met a large number of starship engineers who were building the Orca. Feng Mo greeted them with a smile, and occasionally pulled someone over to chat. These people were all rare talents under his command, and Feng Mo had high hopes for them all. March 9th, Federation Calendar 7497. Feng Mo took the Orca and the Hurricane to officially return to the main star of the Hurricane. After stepping off the starship, he and Han Pei took the interstellar spacecraft directly to the base building. At this time, Al was sorting out the harvest from the white cave in the storage room. Feng Mo opened the door and entered the storage room. This is where treasures are stored and is built on the 33rd floor underground of the base building. The entire 33rd floor has a total area of tens of thousands of square meters, but only a few treasures are placed there. Feng Mo said when the storage room was completed that one day it would be filled with treasures. He believed that this day would not be too big. After Al saw Feng Mo coming, he took the lead in reporting, "Sir, this white hole eruption has yielded a great harvest. The dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals alone are enough to build 5 T-5 starships. The remaining treasures erupted are all in here it is." Feng Mo looked at the row of shelves in front of him, on which were placed 2 lead boxes and a huge crystal box, inside which lay a small insect of more than 10 centimeters, similar in shape to an earthworm. "Sir, there are a total of 8 starseeds in this white hole eruption, including 1 T5 level, 2 T4 level, 1 T3 level, and 4 T2 level. But, after testing, it was found that all the energy in the T2 level, T3 level, and 1 T4 level starseed had been eaten away. The culprit is this little bug. It was described in the information given by Sir Alex last time. It is an interstellar worm in the growth stage. When it was discovered, it happened to be eating the last T4 starseed and had already been bitten. A small piece fell off. Although this little thing has powerful teeth, it still can't bite through the special crystal of the crystal skeleton clan." Feng Mo had heard about this special crystal a long time ago. In fact, it is a compressed and filtered substance with a special taste, which is the same principle as cat feces coffee. Feng Mo didn't feel distressed after hearing this. but was a little excited. He just dozed off and a pillow came. Moreover, this little thing ate one of his interstellar seeds last time, and this time it ate 6 of his interstellar seeds. It must be enslaved severely. Besides, the T5 level slave chip has just been produced and can be officially used after testing, but because its production process is too complicated and the raw materials used are very precious, it cannot be mass-produced. Only 10 pieces were produced in this batch. Feng Mo brought them all back and dealt with all the aftermath clearly to ensure that the news would not be leaked before returning to the main star of Hurricane. The young interstellar worm in front of us can just test the strength of the T5 level slave chip. The design drawings record that it can enslave all creatures including T5 level creatures, but once the enslaved object breaks through to T6 level, the slave chip will automatically explode and destroy its brain. This is a warning measure. Feng Mo also agrees with this measure. If it can't be used by me, then be prepared to die. Chapter 162, Applying for the Establishment of a Nation. Feng Mo opened the 2 lead boxes, took out the chewed-up T4 star seed, then opened the crystal box, threw the star seed in his hand, and then quietly threw in a slave chip, then put the crystal box covered. As soon as the worm saw the star seed, it was a little sluggish and suddenly became mentally abnormal. Its small eyes were as bright as 2 light bulbs. It quickly crawled over and took a bite of the star seed, which made it click. Although it was small, its teeth were really good. Feng Mo could clearly see the teeth marks on the star seeds. After biting through the outer shell, the worm's little head poked into it, sucking the energy inside happily. Feng Mo felt bad about this, because he saw the T5 level slave chip turning into liquid and slowly attaching to the surface of the worm, and then continuously penetrated into the body of the interstellar worm until it disappeared. At the same time, Feng Mo's mental power was slightly weakened. With just one move, you can clearly perceive all the movements and thoughts of the worm. This is the abnormality of the slave chip. It is a mother-child chip. The mother chip in Feng Mo's hands is the mother chip. What penetrates into the worm's body is the daughter chip. It can also subtly change the thoughts of the enslaved. The enslaved interstellar worms instantly stopped eating the star seeds and looked around in the crystal box. Feng Mo opened the lid when he saw this. He was about to put his hand in but was stopped by Al on the side. "Sir, it's dangerous. This little thing's teeth are very sharp and can break golden rocks." Feng Mo waved his hand to indicate that it was okay, then put his right hand into the crystal box and took out the interstellar worm. The interstellar worm curled up and lay on Feng Mo's palm. It looked at Feng Mo curiously with a pair of bulbous eyes and whined in its mouth. Even though it looked ugly, it was quite soft to the touch. This is still in its infancy. When the interstellar worm reaches the growth stage or even the mature stage, it can only be described as terrifying. The one the Star-Sea Human Federation encountered was larger than a living planet, and it was obvious that it was at least T6 level or above. The little guy in Feng Mo's hands is probably a T1 level, not even a T1 level. He still needs to be fed. The interstellar worm likes to eat most his energy. Feng Mo just made a lot of money and can still feed it. I can't afford this little thing. After raising it, let it pull the floating land, and Feng Mo build a palace on the floating land. Feng Mo felt a little sad when he thought of floating land. This was also a big energy devourer. But fortunately, this little thing hasn't grown up yet. Fulu is not in a hurry to cultivate it for the time being. He will save it first. If he wants to cultivate it, he will at least wait until he has more than 2 T5 fleets in his hands, otherwise he will easily be jealous. "Al, what type is the last T5 star seed?" Feng Mo asked. "Sire, after testing in comparison with the federal database, it has been found that the T5 level star seed is a one-time radioactive explosive material. This kind of star seed can be made into a one-time missile, which is more powerful than a cluster star destroyer cannon. The genes of the Hu family were damaged by this type of weapon. Because this type of star seed is extremely harmful, the Federation calls on those who obtain it to surrender it voluntarily and will be given certain rewards. In addition, the Federation names this type of star seed X. This one is numbered X003 in the Federation's records." Feng Mo nodded after hearing this. and at the same time gave up the idea of opening the lead box. Don't use this kind of thing if you can't use it. It can easily injure your own people. Keep it for now, and then take it out for use when you meet a strong enemy. After learning about the treasure ejected from the white hole, Feng Mo led Al out of the storage room. The entire interstellar worm was wrapped around Feng Mo's wrist like a bracelet. As long as this little guy is fed, it won't move easily. These creatures are masters who can lie down but don't want to stand, and they are all masters who need to be served. Early next morning. After having breakfast with Al, Feng Mo put on aristocratic clothes, then closed his eyes and entered the Star Network space. What Feng Mo was going to today was the Federal Parliament building. This is the headquarters of the Federation in Starnet space and is not open to the public. Feng Mo stood in the Federation Capitol building and waited quietly. After about 10 minutes, a Catwoman with a graceful figure wearing high heels walked away. He came over, bowed and said, "I have kept you waiting for a long time, Your Majesty the Duke." Regarding your plan to establish a kingdom, there were still some twists and turns at the beginning. However, it was passed under the strong suggestions of Councillor Norai and Councillor Gu Jun. Feng Mo nodded. This Catwoman was very sensible and knew how to please people, not to mention she also revealed a lot of information to him. The Speaker of the Federal Parliament was elected every 5 years, and there were no more than 1,000 members. These congressmen are composed of big shots from the military, such as the commander of the T5 fleet, big shots from various political circles, such as the director of the Federal Starship Technology Department, and heads of major families, such as the Huayao Chu family and Tan Qiyushi, Tan Kiao family, and so on. Catwoman said that there were some twists and turns at the beginning, which means that a small group of people were targeting him, but it was passed after Congressman Norai and Congressman Gu Jun overcame all the objections. Needless to say, Gu Jun, his uncle Gu, the staunchest supporter, helped him a lot overtly and covertly. But who Norai was, Feng Mo didn't react for a moment, but he couldn't ask the Catwoman next to him, but followed her into the Federal Parliament building with strides. After entering the building, Feng Mo suddenly remembered that this Norai was the current speaker of the Yunshan Empire, but Norai supported him against all the opinions. That was wrong. He and Uncle Gu Jun were not from the same faction. This makes Feng Mo's little head a little exhausted. After all, he is just 28 years old this year. Even if his previous lives were added together, he would be a little over 50. It cannot be added up like this. There is no way that two people in their 20s have more than 5 years of experience. The experience of 10 years old. Feng Mo walked into the highest hall of the entire Starsea Human Federation as he wished. This is the Federation Council Hall, which represents the pinnacle of power in the entire Starsea Human Federation. Feng Mo walked into the Federal Parliament Hall with his head held high, looking around like a tiger with eyes. There were many seats without people, about 1/3 of them, indicating that these people gave up voting. As early as the construction of the Orca was completed, Feng Mo formally applied to the Federation to establish a kingdom, whose territory was the Hurricane Galaxy and the Storm Galaxy. As for the Tanjing Galaxy and the Beast Cry Galaxy, it was impossible for them to enter the Federation's site. Moreover, the Federation was currently fighting on 3 sides and had no energy to open up the Sea of Chaos stars. Feng Mo also took a chance. However, the galaxies under his command are now considered to be federal galaxies, but they will have to pay 5% tax to the Yunshan Empire every year after the founding of the country. As for how much the Yunshan Empire will give to the Starsea Human Federation, Feng Mo does not know. This 5% tax is a protection fee. If you pay Feng Mo's kingdom, it will be affiliated with the Federation. The Federation will not take the initiative to attack any kingdom. If you don't pay it, hey, if you want to become independent, don't blame the Federation for secretly trying to trick you. Son, if you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 163 Storm Kingdom. Many kingdoms started to go to extinction from expansion. Feng Mo strode into the Parliament Hall, looked at the congressman representing the Huaiyao Empire and nodded, then looked at the congressman from the Tanqi Empire and nodded, and finally walked to the congressman from the Yunshan Empire and sat down. He didn't need to speak here, and he didn't have the right to speak. He would have the right to speak after he successfully established the country and could run for parliament. His purpose of coming was just to listen to the result. The speaker on the stage saw Feng Mo sitting down, nodded gently at him, then looked at the congressman and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, since there is no objection, the voting results will be announced below." After the vote of the federal parliament, the Duke Feng Mo established the Storm Kingdom and passed the meeting. After hearing this, Feng Mo's clenched fists and his sleeves gradually loosened. It really worked. Very good. After hearing this, Gujun took the lead and stood up. Applause continued to ring out. Most of the congressmen stood up and applauded, sending blessings to the young king. Feng Mo looked around and found that almost no one in the Snow Eagle Empire stood up. He knew in his heart that he had offended so many people unknowingly. However, he could understand that the starship trade business of the Snow Eagle Empire, from T1 to T3, was almost monopolized by the Fenian Starship Trading Company. No other empire had such infiltration, and even if it did, it would give some profit sharing to local forces. Only because of the Bei family's affairs, Chu Yunjian was ruthless and did not give any profit sharing to any forces, and even used his power to suppress others, which caused Feng Mo to be disliked by many local forces of the Snow Eagle Empire. The most important thing is that Feng Mo took down the Storm Galaxy and the Hurricane Galaxy. The 5 galaxies of U54321 are nominally under the management of the Federation, but in fact the Snow Eagle Empire also has deep interests involved in them. After all, how could there be no interests in the galaxies next to their own empire? The original Flame Galaxy and the Demon Galaxy were the meat and the mouth of the Snow Eagle Empire. Since Feng Mo took them down, it was like snatching food from the tiger's mouth. Who can bear this? But the Snow Eagle Empire still couldn't make sense, and then Gujun sent the Yunshan fleet to warn them. At this time, the Snow Eagle Empire could only watch Feng Mo continue to erode these 2 galaxies. Now Feng Mo is going to establish a country. How can the Snow Eagle Empire sit still? Feng Mo has won the support of the 4 empires of Apocalypse, Huaiyao, Yunshan, and Meteorite in the vote. Other empires are unwilling to offend Feng Mo, the youngest starship design master, because of this little thing. Even if the Snow Eagle Empire casts a large number of votes against it, it will not help. Moreover, before Feng Mo came, Gujun had been madly playing tricks on the Snow Eagle Empire congressman. This is the small twists and turns that Catwoman said. Feng Mo was calm at this time. The establishment of the country has become a fact. No one can stop it. As for the name, it has been thought of long ago. It is still called the Storm Kingdom, but the name of the fleet under its command needs to be changed. With the announcement of the speaker, the matter has been settled. The next meeting is not what Feng Mo can listen to, so he stood up and bowed slightly to everyone, then turned and left. Feng Mo walked out of the Federal Parliament building alone. As soon as he exited the Star Network space, he saw Al's expectant eyes. Feng Mo nodded affirmatively. Al shouted, then jumped up and jumped into Feng Mo's arms. Feng Mo held Al in his arms and laughed heartily. Today was his happiest day. In fact, the founding of a country was just a title, and there was no coronation ceremony. Feng Mo only appeared on camera and spoke a few times through publicity. Then he told his people that they could claim that they were from the Storm Empire when they went out, and they could find the Lord if they were bullied. After the founding of the country, Feng Mo celebrated with everyone in the base for 3 consecutive days. Kai Lan came on the day of the founding of the country, and Chu Yunjian also arrived the next day. Feng Mo was completely intoxicated in the gentle countryside. 3 days later, in the morning, Feng Mo opened his eyes and looked at the 3 women who were still sleeping beside him. A blue panel appeared in his eyes. Name, Feng Mo. Level 3 Gene Warrior. Occupation, Lord of the Storm Kingdom. Special talent, half the Sky Fleet, Storm Fleet, Commander Ao, Explorer Fleet, Commander Lka, L Fleet, Commander Kailin, Whitehole Guardian Fleet, Commander Celia, Beast Roar Fleet, Commander Hukin Territory, Storm Galaxy, Hurricane Galaxy, Sky Crystal Galaxy, Beast Roar Galaxy Points, 6,660 points. Task: build T5 Aeolus class interstellar battleship. Reward: unlock T6 level permissions in Xinhuo Mall warehouse: T5 level slave chip design drawings, T5 killer whale class interstellar aircraft carrier design drawings, T5 Aeolus class interstellar battleship design drawings. When Feng Mo saw the refreshed task, he sat up quickly, staring at the Xinhuo panel. The new task reward had no points or design drawings, but the reward was to unlock the T6 level permissions in Xinhuo Mall. At first, Feng Mo was still worried. The mall had reached the T5 level. When would the task of unlocking permissions start? Unexpectedly, it was opened at this time, and the task was so simple. It seems that he was too lucky. Who made him always lucky? Otherwise, he would not have met the three women of L, nor could he have traveled through time, let alone the fire system. Just as Feng Mo got up, the three women woke up one after another. Naturally, there was a fierce battle in the morning. After it was over, the three women helped Feng Mo dress up. Came to Hurricane Starport again, but this time Feng Mo took the Orca and refused to follow the three women. It was really tiring to build two T5 starships in succession, but there was no way. For the T6 mall permissions, he had to fight. Feng Mo arrived at the main star of Beast Song again, which made Elisa very happy. She thought Feng Mo had specially sent her snacks, but he wanted to continue to exploit her. Fortunately, Feng Mo understood the ways of the world. He first sent a room full of snacks, and then tactfully said that he had designed an interstellar battleship and asked her if she wanted to see it. Elisa fell into Feng Mo's trap step by step, and it was more than 5 months later when she woke up. T5 Fengshan class interstellar battleship. The biggest feature of this starship is that it is equipped with T5 class cluster star destroyer cannon, and it can switch back and forth between cluster and conventional laser modes. At the same time, just after Feng Mo completed the task and received the reward, the exchange points for those T5 class star destroyers in the Xinhuo Mall changed from the original 20,000 to the current 15,000. Automatically reduce 5,000 points. Because Feng Mo has this technology, so there will be no technical barriers to building T5 class star destroyers in the future except for neutron cannons. Time flies in the interstellar age, and several years can pass in a blink of an eye. A good research is very time-consuming. Even with the cooperation of a large number of talented people, a good starship takes more than 5 months to build. Chapter 164 T5 Aeolus class interstellar battleship. Beast Cry Starport, main control room. Taiwan Novel Network.com. Feng Mo did not participate in the sea trial experiment of the T5 Fengshan class star battleship, but stared at the data generated by the radar image in the main control room. T5 Aeolian class star battleship. Quasi T5 Hurricane class star battleship. Armor strength, 2,600 units. Hull data, 4 speed, 460 knots. Star speed warp engine, level 5. Star shield energy, level 5, 100% weapons. T5 cluster star destroyer cannon, T5 antimatter energy main gun. The weapons have hardly changed much, except that they have all become T5 levels. The Tempest, the Hurricane, and the Aeolus. These three starships seem to be advanced versions. The appearance and main body of each starship are very different. The only change is the hull data. The Fengshan is an enlarged version of the Tempest, and I don't know if there will be an advanced version of the star battleship at the T6 level. The Fengshan drove all the way to the space station on the south side, and then returned. This sea trial experiment was very successful. 2 T5 starships were built continuously within 1 year. Currently, this team has accumulated a lot of experience. Feng Mo believes that even if he is not there next time, it will be successful again. The time to build T5 class starships will also become faster and faster. At the same time, his mission was completed, and the T6 level permissions of Xinhuo Mall were unlocked. Feng Mo couldn't wait to open Xinhuo Mall. He was roaming among T6 class starships, weapons, and various design drawings, but he couldn't afford any of them because he didn't have enough points. Each T6 level starship costs 100,000 points, which can be exchanged for 10 T5 level starships. T6 level star fortresses and battle stars cost 500,000 points. Feng Mo also saw the T6 level slave ship, which is not very expensive, with 180,000 points, an acceptable price, and the T6 level Stargate, which is not too expensive, with 200,000 points. Interstellar jump ship. Finally, I browsed a new special starship in the mall, a jump ship. This starship is the mobile Stargate that Feng Mo knew about before. For example, when you are eating hot pot at home, Feng Mo launches a jump ship and sends the entire storm fleet directly to the planet where your home is located. Then, with one shot, he will say goodbye to you. It's just that Feng Mo only has a pitiful 6,660 points now, which is not even a fraction. It's really pitiful. He can only hope that he can get more points in future missions. Let's look at the future first and build the T5 fleet first before talking about other things. Now that the construction of the Fengshan was completed, Feng Mo did not stay in the beast-crying galaxy for long, but took Alyssa back to the Hurricane main star. Now 2 years have passed, all 3 space stations in the beast-crying galaxy have been built, and the starport has also taken on a new look. There is no place left to build. The burden on Alyssa's shoulders has naturally become lighter. After the construction of the Beast Cry galaxy is completed, she will continue to return to the Hurricane galaxy to supervise the construction of the starship. Since she has more than 300 million star coins, Feng Mo wants to continue this as the third large-scale shipbuilding. The goal this time is to expand all 4 fleets under its command to 1,000 ships, of which T4 starships account for at least 15%, and the remainder are mainly T3 starships. Now Alyssa is busy again. Feng Mo is also helping her lose weight in disguise, otherwise Alyssa's round face will become more and more round, not to mention some interstellar dwarf ants, who are 1.2 meters tall and have a waist circumference of 1 meter and 2 meters tall, the proportions of a bucket. Feng Mo didn't want Aisha to eat like this, so he had to keep putting pressure on her to lose weight. After arriving at Hurricane Prime, Feng Mo found the 3 girls Al, Kai Lan and Chu Yunjian. Because they knew that he would return today, the 3 girls were waiting for him in the Hurricane Galaxy. After not seeing each other for half a year, the 4 of them started fighting fiercely. Go to bed. After the 4 of them were satisfied, Feng Mo lay on the bed, looked at Al and asked, "How are the invitations going at the auction house?" After hearing this, Air immediately entered working mode and sat up from Feng Mo's arms. However, he found that he was not wearing anything and was a little embarrassed, so he continued to get into Feng Mo's arms and said, "The invitations have been made, but we don't have that many treasures to support a big auction. What should we do?" Feng Mo patted Al on the shoulder and said relaxedly, "Don't worry, let me go. This auction will also auction 1% of Fenian Starship Trading Company's shares, and there will also be a quasi T5 starship, design drawings. With these 2 things, it is enough to warm up the scene, plus 5 life-devouring fruits, a batch of special crystals, and enough dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals to build a T5 starship. The high-end treasures are enough. As for the low-end treasures, leave the rest to Yunjian." After hearing this, Chu Yunjian on the side quietly reached into the quilt with his little hand to control Feng Mo's lifeline, and then said charmingly, "The low-end treasure Yunjian Chamber of Commerce has released it, but tonight I want one more than my 2 sisters." What else could Feng Mo say? He couldn't say anything and couldn't say anything. The 3 women directly surrounded him. Early next morning. Feng Mo opened his eyes, and the Xinhuo panel appeared. He was checking the new tasks, but after reading it, he frowned and looked slightly bad. Seeing this, Al beside him quickly asked, "What's the matter, sir?" Al informed the auction house that the auction will be suspended. The specific opening time will be notified later. Yes, Air didn't ask why. She would choose to carry out the instructions given by Feng Mo unconditionally. The task Feng Mo saw on the Xinhuo panel was, Task: Prepare a large-scale auction, which requires more than 100,000 visitors after capital verification. Reward: 5,000 points. T5 Craftsman Class Interstellar Industrial Ship Design Drawing ×1 Temporary Mission, The New Humanity Church attempts to capture the Beast Cry Galaxy and repel or completely annihilate the New Humanity Church fleet. Reward: 1,000 3,000ths points. The first task was easy, not difficult with Feng Mo's influence, and with the help of the Chu family and the Hu family. It was the second task that made Feng Mo postpone the auction day. This new human church is like maggots in a latrine. It has been taught many times by other people, but it still comes again. At this time, there was a video communication request from Huaqian. After Feng Mo connected, he heard Huaqian's calm voice: "Commander, an unknown fleet is trying to attack the Beast Cry Galaxy, but it was detected by the space station radar. The Beast Cry fleet is confronting it. My subordinates suspect that the enemy fleet is waiting for support, so I request support from your commander." Feng Mo nodded and said, "The storm fleet will arrive shortly." After saying that, he hung up the video, and then put on the combat uniform with the help of the three women. Feng Mo was not very worried about the safety of the Beast Ming Galaxy. Firstly, he believed in Huaqian's command ability. Secondly, the Beast Ming Galaxy was not that good. The three space stations that were captured were all equipped with T4 class laser cannons. On average, each space station has 300 T4 level laser cannons. Unless it is a T5 level fleet, a quasi-T5 level starship will not be able to defeat the beast-calling fleet that relies on the space station. Chapter 165 Raid. Feng Mo took Al and Han Pai Pei to the Hurricane Starport in a starship. This time, only 10 starships of the Storm Fleet were needed to go to the Beast Cry Galaxy. It just so happened that the Fengshan and the Orca had not been put into actual combat after being built, so this time they were just a test of their power. At the speed at which the Storm Fleet enters the 4th level intelligent co-frequency warp sailing mode, combined with Stargate teleportation, it can reach the beast-crying galaxy in 4 hours. Everything was almost as expected by Feng Mo. At this time, in the main control room of the T4 Terror Elephant-class interstellar aircraft carrier, Huaqian frowned slightly as he looked at the enemy fleets that were constantly arriving. Within 3 hours, the enemy had assembled thousands of starships. There are also 2 quasi-T5 starships, more than 300 T4 starships and more than 700 T3 starships. It seems that this is not enough. The enemy fleet has been lingering in the intergalactic space and is still waiting for support. Facing the enemy's 2 quasi-T5 starships, the Beast Cry fleet commanded by Huaqian really couldn't go out to fight with them. They could only rely on the space station for defense. Anyway, Feng Mo would arrive in an hour or two, and she would also no rush. She didn't know the purpose of this strange fleet coming this time, but it was definitely up to no good. How could there be any good people hoarding a large number of starships in your intergalactic space, without saying a word, and looking like they were going to fight tooth and nail? After another 40 minutes, another fleet came to support, and the enemy fleet finally took action. At this time, the space station radar scan was completed, and a burst of electronic sound sounded. The total number of starships in the enemy fleet is 2,300, including 5 quasi-T5 starships, 630 T4 starships, and 1,665 T3 starships. The Beast Cry fleet has entered defense mode. The escort fleet's close-in defense guns are ready to intercept the enemy's attack, and the space station's T4 laser cannon is charging and ready. Huaqian calmly issued the order. Now she was no longer the little secretary following Feng Mo, but the commander of a fleet. In ancient times, she was a major prince who controlled a party. Report to commander: the enemy fleet has entered our range. Please give instructions. All the main and secondary guns of the destroyers are charged and ready. The 300 laser cannons of the space station are locked on the enemy T4 starship and fired directly. The T3 Boxer launches a round of missiles. A series of orders were issued, and the feedback received was that the space station's 300 already charged T4 class laser cannons were instantly fired, falling like a meteor shower into the enemy starships. The T3 Boxer was not to be outdone, and launched an attack of 500 interstellar missiles that directly covered the entire forward force of the enemy fleet. However, The enemy was obviously on guard. The bows of 4 quasi-T5 starships lit up brightly at the same time, and more than a dozen beams of light directly destroyed a dozen T3 class interstellar frigates blocking the front. Then the force continued unabated and bombarded more than a dozen T4 interstellar frigates, destroying more than half of the star shield energy. Huaqian showed no expression on his face. Compared to the Beast Ming fleet's loss of more than a dozen frigates, the enemy's losses were even greater. A salvo of 300 T4 class laser cannons and 500 T3 class star missiles directly caused the enemy fleet to lose more than 100 starships, and most of them were T4 class. Battleship, destroyer main and secondary guns fire, release all interstellar aircraft carrier drones, self-destruction aircraft rush into the enemy group and explode themselves, destroyer aircraft stare at the enemy's T5 starship attack. Don't be afraid of damage. The logistics fleet is always ready to help you supplement everything you need. The T4 Terror Elephant class interstellar aircraft carrier is equipped with a catapult launch, which allows drones to quickly take off and fly directly towards the enemy fleet. After a wave of ordinary drones participate in a wave of bombings by starships, less than 30% of them can return home. However, these losses are entirely affordable. Behind the battle fleet are 10 T3 Bronze Hammer class interstellar industrial ships, which increase their horsepower and continuously produce interstellar drones. The production rate is even faster than consumption. Laser cannons on both sides are constantly blasting out. When the basic conventional fleet hits here, they usually focus on the performance and logistics endurance of the starships. Of course, the number and performance of the starships are inferior to the Beast Cry fleet, but their endurance is strong. With the support of 400 T4 class laser cannons, coupled with a complete supply fleet and industrial fleet, it is completely feasible to engage in a war of attrition with the enemy and hold them back. At this time, the 10 starships of the Storm Fleet have quietly arrived in the Beast Cry galaxy. With the T5 level radar, when the enemy fleet is detected, the enemy's radar will inevitably not be able to detect the Feng Mo fleet. Mellow, 4 T4 tail scorpions sneaked into the enemy's rear. The Orca released all the drones and attacked the enemy's flagship, cooperating with the Fengshan in the decapitation operation. As for the Hurricane and the Terror Elephant, they can do whatever they want. A series of orders were issued, and the Fengshan took the lead to attack, heading towards the enemy fleet at a speed of 460 knots. It did not worry at all that it would be attacked if the distance was shortened. With the defense of the T5 class battleship Star Shield, in addition to the attack of the quasi-T5 class starship, you can ignore everything else. At the same time, the Orca where Al was located instantly took off 1100 interstellar drones and flew towards the enemy fleet. At this time, an electronic alarm sounded in the main control room of the enemy's flagship. Alert! A strange starship has been discovered. It is being tested. The detection is successful. 2 T5 class starships, 2 quasi-T5 class starships, 2 T4 class biological starships, and a large number of T5 class interstellar drones have been found to lock on this fleet. The alarm sounded 3 times in a row, which directly stunned His Majesty the Pope in the main control room. T5 class starships. Remember the news from the last branch. Feng Mo only has 2 quasi-T5 class starships and T4 class starships. There are more than 100 ships. This time they assembled 4 quasi-T5 starships plus 2,000 T4 and T3 mixed fleets, thinking they would be foolproof. Unexpectedly, 2 T5 starships appeared out of nowhere, which had to make the Pope deeply aware of the intelligence. Deep suspicion. This is obviously fishing for law enforcement, fishing out all the power of the new humanity church bit by bit, and then concentrating on destroying them. His Majesty the Pope even suspected that these 2 T5 starships were specially sent by the Starsea Human Federation to ambush them. But it's too late. Once the T5 starship actively appears in your radar range, it proves that the Star Destroyer cannon on the starship has already been aimed at the flagship of the fleet. The Pope's inference was absolutely correct. At this time, in the main control room of the Fengshan, Han Peipe, who was beside Feng Mo, reported, "The T5 class cluster Star Destroyer cannon has been charged." The self-aiming system has locked onto the enemy's flagship. Please give instructions. Emission. Feng Mo said coldly, just in time to use these people to test the power of the function. As soon as he finished speaking, a brown light ball instantly turned into a brown light beam and shot out, destroying all the starships it encountered like a bulldozer along the way, and then heavily the bombardment hit the star shield of the enemy's quasi-T5 flagship. As soon as it made contact, the star shield was shattered, and then the entire quasi-T5 flagship fleet was instantly penetrated. Then the trend continued unabated and it penetrated 3 more T4 starships before the energy slowly dissipated. Chapter 166, The First Battle After the Founding of the Nation. Just when the function fired a cannon to destroy the star, 4 T4 tail scorpions successfully circled behind the local fleet. Mello was already very familiar with the T4 tail scorpion sneak attack process, so he immediately said without too many instructions, self-aiming system locks on all enemy T4 starships, saturation strike, launch. With one order, the 4 T4 tail scorpions launched all the missiles and torpedoes carried by the bombing ship in a short period of time, completely igniting a large area behind the enemy fleet and turning it into a scorched earth covered with starship wreckage. After Marrow briefly admired his masterpiece, the 4 T4 tail scorpions with their bombs turned around and returned home. This time, the Storm Fleet did not bring any logistics starships. The unique carrier-based missiles of these 4 T4 tail scorpions could only return to the Hurricane Star Supply. Feng Mo simply gave Mello an order to return home and rest. One of the enemy fleet's quasi-T5 class flagships was destroyed, and the rear fleet was intercepted and attacked. At least 300 starships were lost, mainly T3 class starships. At the beginning of the battle, more than 100 ships were lost, with a casualty ratio of more than a quarter, which had completely destroyed the morale of the enemy fleet. At the same time, 1,100 interstellar drones came to the sky above the enemy fleet. A large number of laser cannons were fired, weaving into a laser net, and nearly 1,000 interstellar missiles scattered on the battlefield. These were all T5 interstellar missiles. Facing this level of missiles, even a fully powered T4 starship could only carry 2 missiles. After this wave of attacks, half of the enemy fleet was directly lost. There were also 200 interstellar shipbreaking aircraft. The self-aiming system locked on a quasi-T5 class enemy flagship and fired a salvo of 200 T5 class shipbreaking missiles. Even after the star shield of the quasi-T5 class starship was modified, it was completely unable to withstand it. Not only was it blown to pieces, but it also affected the entire area. A large number of starships were swallowed up by the explosion fire and turned into pieces of debris. After seeing this scene, Feng Mo hummed an unknown song softly, looking at the sea of fire in front of him with a relaxed expression, while dialing Hukin's video communication. After the video was connected, Feng Mo told him, "The enemy has no power to resist, and there are still 2 quasi-T5 flagships that have not been destroyed. Send them a surrender warning. The Storm Kingdom is newly built. We don't want to kill too many people, so we surrender. That is, but live." Hukin followed Feng Mo's instructions and sent the surrender message to all the enemy starships. In an instant, less than half of the starships defected directly, but the remaining 2 quasi-T5 flagships of the enemy fleet were unmoved and instead fired 2 missiles at the function. Beam. Alert! The function's star shield is under attack, and the star shield's energy remains at 93%. This made Feng Mo a little angry. These high-level officials of the New Humanity Church were so confused that they believed those things. They would rather die than surrender. Feng Mo had no choice but to help them. The function's main and secondary guns fired a salvo, and the 2 enemy soldiers. The quasi-T5 flagship is just sitting there. "Uncle Danny, bring over the New Humanity Church executives from those 2 flagships. I would like to ask them what they have in their heads," Feng Mo said indifferently. At the same time, all the enemy starships that had surrendered were pulled to the main star of Beast Cry with tractor beams by the Beast Cry fleet, and then all the people from the New Humanity Church inside were detained. All the aliens were killed, and the human ships throw all the members to the resource planet to mine, and work for 10 years first. Of course, all the starships that did not surrender were destroyed, and all the corpses inside were fed to 2 large households that devoured flesh and blood. There were more than 2,000 starships with a population of at least 1.5 million. Even if those who surrendered were thrown away, there would be at least nearly 100 dead bodies left. 7 to 800,000 is enough for these 2 wealthy families to live for a while. The radar detected an unknown energy body ahead. After the detection, there was a T5 starry sky beast ahead. Starry Sky Behemoth was the name Feng Mo gave to the behemoth that bombarded the Beast Cry galaxy that day, and entered the information into the Storm Kingdom's database. When the behemoth appeared again this time, the radar could automatically detect the information. Can T5 level starry behemoths travel across galaxies? The Church of New Humanity is really not that simple. Even this kind of creature can be developed. Starry sky beasts and interstellar worms are different. The former was developed by humans, while the latter is an aborigine in the universe. But in terms of growth potential, the interstellar worm is much more powerful. After all, the giant beast that even the Federation cannot deal with is the interstellar worm, and the New Humanity Church was driven out by the Federation many years ago. All starships can return to the main star of Beast Cry. The Orca, Hurricane, and Terror Elephant will stay. The Aeolus and Hurricane's cluster star destroyer cannons are charged and ready. The Orca and Terror Elephant will have all their drones. Release. Feng Mo made the deployment immediately. The starry sky beast impressed him so much last time. The power of the cannon was actually equivalent to the main gun of the quasi-T5 starship Hurricane. It was still unknown how powerful the T5 level starry sky beast they were facing now was. In order to prevent the fleet from suffering too much damage, Feng Mo had no choice but to let them return home first. At this time, the video generated by the radar was transmitted back, showing a huge beast shuttled through the universe. This starry sky beast had no wings, was more than 500 meters long, looked like a snake, and kept gliding in the universe. Feng Mo still couldn't figure out how such a giant beast could survive in the universe. He could only lament that the universe was so vast and full of wonders. "Sir, Commander, the starry sky beast has entered our range. Please give instructions." The Hurricane's quasi-T5 cluster star-destroying cannon will take the first shot to see what's so special about this behemoth. As soon as he finished speaking, the orange ball of light on the bow of the Hurricane turned into an orange beam of light, shooting straight at the snake-like beast. As if sensing danger, the snake-like beast suddenly stopped gliding, raised its huge head high, and its originally somewhat dark body flashed with blue light. A blue beam of light shot out of its mouth, directly submerging the Hurricane's quasi-T5 class cluster star destroyer. But a star destroyer is a star destroyer, and it still poses a huge threat even when facing the T5 class. The energy beam ejected by the snake-like beast is loose and not enough to be stared at, and the star destroyer is formed after extreme compression, directly piercing the blue beam. But the energy dissipates when it reaches the snake-like beast. Feng Mo has a preliminary understanding of the attack power of this star beast. The strength of this beast is similar to that of an ordinary T5 starship, but it is still a little worse when facing a T5 class cluster star destroyer. The Fengshan T5 class cluster star destroyer is firing. As soon as Feng Mo finished speaking, a brown beam of light instantly arrived in front of the starry sky beast. The snake-shaped beast seemed to sense a great crisis, and its snake body coiled up, its entire body shining with brilliant blue light. Then a blue beam of light with an arc shot out and collided with the brown beam of light. The 2 beams of light collided without an explosion, but were annihilated and dissipated at the same time. Feng Mo's eyes lit up a little. This beast has good potential. It can actually emit the same power as the T5 class cluster star destroyer. Although this is only the second gear of the star destroyer, there is another gear with greater power, but it consumes a lot of energy and can only be used once. Chapter 167 Starry Sky Behemoth. It's just that starry behemoths like this have a common problem, that is, they will enter a certain period of weakness after each explosion. For example, The snake-shaped behemoth in front of you has just exploded with the power of a T5 level cluster star destroyer cannon, but now it is paralyzed in the universe. To be on the safe side, Feng Mo continuously used close-range rapid-fire cannons to bombard the surface of the starry sky beast. A large amount of blue blood burst out and scattered in the universe. Feng Mo looked at the blue blood and said to Han Pei on the side, "These are excellent research materials. They will be sent to the underground biological research laboratory on the main star of Beast Call soon." Yes. The starry sky beast had been dismantled by the biological laboratory last time, but nothing substantial was studied, so Feng Mo did not intend to kill it directly, but handed the T5 level slave chip to Feng Tanya. A mecha team appeared on the Fengshan hull using optical tweezers technology, activated the thrusters on the back of their feet, and flew towards the huge beast in front of them. Looking at this behemoth of more than 500 meters, Feng Tanya swallowed unconsciously. This kind of giant beast was unheard of for them. This new humanity church is really powerful. Feng Tanya drove the only quasi-T5 titanium steel-grade interstellar mecha to approach the snake-shaped behemoth. This task could only be done by him as the entire mecha team. Others would come once the behemoth breaks out and hurts people. This is the only way. If a T5 level mecha can resist a little, the remaining T4 level mechas will be crushed to pieces in an instant. Fortunately, the giant beast seemed to be really weak and realized that Feng Tanya could not pose a substantial threat to it, so it did not care about the metal lump and could not eat it. Feng Tanya carefully drove the titanium steel to the back of the snake-like beast's head, then opened the mecha cabin, stretched out his arm, and slid the T5 level slave chip in his palm onto the back of the snake's head. As soon as the slave chip came into contact with the scales of the snake-like beast, it turned into a 1 centimeter insect and penetrated through the gaps in the scales. It was painless and itchy, and the snake-shaped beast was not aware of it at all. After completing the mission, Feng Tanya quickly closed the mecha hatch and drove the titanium steel back to the Fengshan. Feng Mo was quietly sensing something. Considering that he was still too weak as a third-level genetic warrior, and his mental power was not that good, he could only weakly sense that the mental power of the giant snake-like beast in front of him was like a candle, and Feng Mo's mental power was not even a small flame. The gap was too big, and the forceful induction was too heavy on him. Feng Mo simply stopped trying to sense it, and instead looked at the snake-like giant beast honestly. The T5 level slave chip penetrates into the flesh and blood of the snake-like beast, and follows the blood vessels to the brain. This will be its future home. Next, a small nest belonging to the chip will be built here. Just do what you said. Everything the slave chip caused in the brain of the snake-like giant beast was felt by the giant beast. It gradually became manic and restless, and its extremely tired head shook as if it wanted to get rid of something. Then everything it did was in vain. After struggling for about 10 minutes, the snake-like beast gradually calmed down. Feng Mo's weak mental power also noticed the induction. This was a success. Feng Mo slowly exhaled. Through this giant beast, he should be able to find out some secrets of the new humanity church, how they created this creature, where the church's branches are, etc. Inform, who are keen to have the fleet come over to clean up the battlefield. Don't forget our purpose. We must also throw all the captured crew members into the mines and rebuild all the starships. Feng Mo still doesn't like the starships of the new humanity church. What he really likes is the raw materials they use to build the starships. Although the raw materials will be lost in quantity after being recycled, they are still a batch of high-quality raw materials. Feng Mo naturally cannot waste it. Nowadays, the Chen family of Snow Eagle alone is no longer enough to supply the T4 level raw materials needed by the Storm Kingdom. Feng Mo must also use it sparingly or open up new channels. The Fengshan sent out a tractor beam, shrouded the serpentine behemoth, and returned to the main star of Beast Cry. This kind of behemoth was not suitable to appear in the Hurricane Galaxy. Feng Mo had no secrets in the two galaxies of the Hurricane Galaxy and the Storm Galaxy. They are all spies from various companies, and some of them are more obvious. They opened an information consulting company directly on Hurricane Prime. The registered location is also on Hurricane Prime, just to record anything related to Feng Mo in the entire Hurricane Galaxy and Storm Galaxy. This is very common. Of course Feng Mo will do it too. These are just superficial. The real power is penetration, which is impossible to guard against. So Feng Mo's confidants have never changed, and they will not accept people easily. These are just condiments for the interstellar era. What is really powerful is the battle between brains. The Federal database is accessible to everyone and is stored in the Federation's strongest brain, Caesar. But if you want to inquire in depth, you must obtain the authority level. This authority level is divided into 5 levels, with 1 being the highest and 5th being the second. Feng Mo is currently at level 3, Gujun is also at level 3, and as a federal member, he is only at level 3. It can be seen how difficult it is to improve this authority. Of course, as a member of the military department, Gujun must know more inside information than Feng Mo. After the establishment of the Kingdom of Storms, Feng Mo established his own database. Zainal's name was Jasmine. At first, he did not dare to store all the information in it, but only stored some information known to the Federation and major forces. It was this caution that allowed Feng Mo to avoid a lot of unnecessary trouble. According to Jasmine's report, well-known and unknown smart brains had invaded at least 100 times, and all the data stored in it had been copied. The leader could not be detected at all, but Feng Mo knew that it must be Caesar, so since then, Feng Mo would place very important information in the basement of the Hurricane Galaxy, where only Feng Mo, Al, Kailin, and Chu Yunjian could enter. Others, including Huakin, Alyssa and other confidants, could not enter without permission. Here were placed a full set of T4 level starship design drawings, as well as 2 quasi T5 level starship design drawings, the design drawings of the Wind God and the Killer Whale, and a large amount of information. This was necessary caution. As for the news of the Star Beast, he really did not hide it, because Feng Mo wanted the Federation to know this news, and to make the Federation curious about it and take the initiative to study it, which was the best news. After the Stormfleet returned to the main star of Beast Cry, Feng Mo walked out of the beam and saw the snake-like giant beast curled up in the Star Harbor Square. Feng Mo was about to walk towards the giant beast when he was stopped by Feng Tanyi. "Sir, this giant beast is very dangerous and cannot be approached. I suggest shooting it to death." Even if Feng Mo took out the T5 level slave chip, Feng Tanyi was still worried, because there were too many such examples. The topic of slaves loving their masters was common in the entire Star Sea Human Federation. 10,000 chapters a day, because the last time the manuscript was used up, sometimes there was not enough time at night to code it, so I uploaded 5 chapters first, and the missing ones will be made up the next day. Today, 10,000 chapters were achieved, and there will be about 4 chapters or 3 chapters at midnight tonight, and 1 or 2 chapters tomorrow morning or afternoon. Chapter 168, Come But Don't Go Back. What Feng Tanyi didn't know was that this T5 level slave chip was provided by the Xinhuo system, and its stability was much stronger than the slave chip independently developed by the Federation. This was also the reason why Feng Mo dared to approach this snake-shaped giant beast, and of course there was also this set of T4 obsidian-level combat armor on his body. As Feng Mo approached, the snake-shaped giant beast did not make any movements, but just stared at Feng Mo, who was as small as an ant, with a pair of big eyes. A sense of familiarity emerged in his eyes, and then the snake head, which was half the size of a building, lowered. Its cautious appearance made Feng Mo smile knowingly. Sure enough, the products produced by Xinhuo Mall must be fine products. Feng Mo placed his palm on the scales of the giant beast's head, closed his eyes slightly, and some pictures emerged in his mind. These were all the memories of the giant beast. When the interstellar worm was enslaved before, some pictures were also sent back and captured by Feng Mo. The pictures transmitted by the giant beast were that he was born in a huge laboratory, and then he was kept in the laboratory until his body size exploded and he came to the surface of the planet. The image of the overtaking flashed by, causing Feng Mo's mental strength to drop sharply, and a lot of water droplets appeared on his forehead. After receiving the image, Feng Mo patted the scales of the giant beast and said, Taiwan Novel Network Twin.com, this will be your home in the future. You are not allowed to go to the starport, the ancient tree of life feeding, the bloodthirsty vines and the underground laboratory. You can go to other places as you like. After Feng Mo finished speaking, he turned to look at Alan said again, the storm fleet replenished its ammunition and supplies. 10 starships set off separately. The coordinates will be sent to you later. Feng Mo knew from the memory of the giant beast that it was released from that base, and also knew which galaxies existed in the north of the beast-roaring galaxy. Since he knew about a base of the New Human Church, Feng Mo must lead the fleet to visit the base of the New Human Church with the attitude of it is impolite not to return the favor. After all, they have come, and if he doesn't visit them, he will think that he is really afraid of them and is looking for trouble with him again and again. Back on the Fengshan, Feng Mo entered the coordinates into the main console. An hour and a half later, the fleet was replenished and 10 starships officially set sail. This time they were going to a star system west of the Beast star system. The storm fleet did not enter the intelligent co-frequency warp navigation mode, but sailed to the intergalactic space of the Beast star system first. There are several starships here that have been monitoring the Beast star system's every move in recent years. Even the previous Pope didn't know this. Since the Beast star system was shot down by Feng Mo, they have turned to monitor Feng Mo. It's just a few T4 starships. The radar detected 4 unidentified starships ahead. It is recommended to destroy them. Please instruct. An electronic sound rang out. When the Fengshan radar discovered these 4 T4 starships, the Fengshan had not yet appeared in their radar range. Charge the main guns and destroy them directly. Feng Mo directly issued an attack order without caring who sent them. This was just an appetizer. 4 laser main guns fired, directly piercing through the 4 T4 class starships along with their star shields. 4 explosions appeared on the radar image. Just a small fireworks show. Passing through the intergalactic space, there is a small reef galaxy, which is exactly the same as the large reef galaxy that was traversed before. Both are gray and dark, and the entire galaxy has lost its energy. Feng Mo even felt that these 2 galaxies had experienced interstellar insect disasters, but who knows in reality, if there is really an interstellar insect disaster here, the Storm Kingdom should be careful. After passing through the small reef galaxy, it is the destination of this trip, the giant lizard galaxy, where a new interstellar race lives, which can be classified as the Orcs. The giant lizard galaxy is a medium-sized galaxy, and the entire galaxy is ruled by the giant lizards. The level of technology is also very high. Although there are no T5 starships, the proportion of quasi-T5 starships is quite high. The location of the New Human Church branch is on an asteroid located on the edge of the giant lizard galaxy. Like the base of the Human Federation in the Star Sea, the asteroid here was completely hollowed out. Feng Mo discovered through radar scanning that there was a large laboratory inside, which was conducting experiments on grafting animal genes onto humans. Just after the storm fleet arrived, a crazy alarm sounded in the asteroid where the New Human Church branch was located. Alarm! The radar scan detected a fleet passing by. The scan is complete. 2 T5 starships, 2 quasi-T5 starships, and 2 T4 class interstellar biological ships. The radar of the New Human Church branch did not scan the 4 T4 tail scorpions. This was Feng Mo asking it to enter the stealth mode in advance to scout the surroundings. After all, this is not a galaxy under the jurisdiction of the Storm Kingdom, so it is still necessary to be careful. At this time, the branch of the New Human Church happened to be in the attack range of the Wind God. So what are you waiting for? Feng Mo immediately issued an attack order. Aeolus, charge and prepare the T5 class cluster star destroyer. Hurricane, charge and prepare the quasi-T5 class cluster star destroyer. Feng Mo was afraid that the Aeolus would not be able to smash the asteroids in front of him with one shot, so he charged and prepared the T5 class star destroyer of the Hurricane. The asteroid in front of him was much larger than the one that Gu Jun had taken him to smash before. With Feng Mo's order, the star destroyers on the bows of the Aeolus and the Hurricane simultaneously charged and flashed brown light. A large amount of light flowed and gathered, and finally turned into a huge brown ball of light, which was even a little dazzling. Report, Aeolus. The Hurricane's T5 class star destroyer has been charged. Please give instructions. Han Pei's voice sounded in the main control room. Fire. Feng Mo immediately gave the order. As soon as he finished speaking, the two light balls instantly turned into two dazzling beams of light, one brown and one orange, and shot out instantly according to the calculated trajectory. The two beams instantly penetrated the asteroid in front of him. Under such a terrible attack, everything in the asteroid would be reduced to ashes. At this time, the asteroid was like a hula hoop, with an empty middle and the surrounding surface turned charred black. Then, in the middle of the hula hoop, the energy of the beam was compressed and concentrated, causing a secondary explosion. The asteroid with a diameter of only 50 kilometers could not withstand such a big explosion. The entire asteroid began to collapse and explode from the inside, and finally became torn into pieces. Feng Mo still underestimated the power of the T5 class cluster star destroyer. It is worthy of being the most powerful main gun of the Federation. It is really powerful. At this time, Feng Mo's every move was being monitored, including the scene of the joint star destroyer of the Wind God and the Hurricane, which was filmed and transmitted back. And everything was done seamlessly. Even the radar of the T5 starship did not detect it. At the same time, in a luxurious palace far away on the giant lizard main star, a picture of Feng Mo destroying a planet with two cannons was appearing on a mechanical screen floating in the air. At this time, there were two people in the palace, let's call them humans, one with a human body and a mechanical head, and the other with a simulated robot covered in human skin. And they were no different from humans overall. Chapter 169, Indecent. Among them, the giant lizard tribesman with a lizard head was holding a roasted thigh in one hand and feasting on it. The mechanical tribesman on the side looked at this scene with a slight frown. Their expressions were completely the same as humans. Chief of the lizard clan, the gods promised to supply high-level starships and a large number of slaves to the nobles. The starships are in good repair, but the slaves are all on your table, especially when you are eating them in front of my clan. Slave. After hearing this, the monitor lizard chief sitting at the top first put down the roasted thigh in his hand, then waved his hand indifferently and said, Messenger Leiheng, don't be surprised. The slaves sent by the nobles are of no use to the monitor lizard tribe. Moreover, the monitor lizard tribe is short of meat and not short of grains. It's not appropriate to use these slaves as meat to supplement the tribe. The mechanical tribesman named Leiheng frowned slightly and continued angrily, the starship you asked for has been given, and the slaves have been given to you. When will we send troops to attack the Kingdom of Storms? No race can go against the will of the mechanical tribe. Take care of yourself. The leader of the monitor lizard tribe knew that Heng was angry, so he restrained his wild-eating attitude and said in a softer tone, Leiheng envoy, I believe you have also seen that the Storm Kingdom now has a T5 starship, but the monitor lizard tribe does not, so we also need the mechanical clan to support a few T5 starships. After saying that, he smiled, without any embarrassment in his tone. You don't need to worry about the T5 starships in the Kingdom of Storms. The mechanical clan will send several T5 class mechanical warships to hide in the lizard clan fleet, but they cannot be controlled by your clan. You know this rule. 1 month. I will only give you 1 month. Time. After Leiheng finished speaking, he stood up and walked out of the palace, muttering at the same time, vulgar beasts, throw them away after you use them. When the time comes, the 4 galaxies of the Lizard Galaxy and the Kingdom of Storms will belong to our clan. With both sides surrounded, we will definitely be able to break through the defense line of the Starsea Human Federation. After the messenger from Leiheng walked away, the leader of the giant lizard tribe sitting at the head threw down the barbecued thigh and said with a cold smile, You want to use my tribe to help you gang of interstellar bandits fight, but you don't give me enough benefits. Damn it. You deserve it too. After scolding, he felt uneasy, so he picked up the barbecue thigh on the table and took a hard bite. He could only vent his anger in this way. No one in the interstellar mechanical race knew how powerful they were. They only knew that they could compete with the Starsea Human Federation has fought against each other for thousands of years, winning and losing. Based on this alone, The leader of the giant lizard clan did not dare to make a mistake. He was even more afraid that the envoy would send troops to exterminate the interstellar giant lizard clan if he was unhappy. Of course, he could not serve as the spearman of the interstellar mechanical clan for nothing, so he had to find a way to break the situation. The leader of the monitor lizard kept thinking with his big head raised, and then called the waiting tribesmen over. After a few words of instruction, a ferocious smile appeared on his face, and it was obvious that he had made a plan. At this time, Feng Mo issued the order to return after destroying the New Humanity Church branch. The temporary mission has been completed, and 3,000 points have been credited. Currently, there are 4,660 points in Design Hua Mall, and there is still time to go before the design drawings of the next T5 starship. A little more than half. The Fengshan did not return to the beast-crying galaxy, but returned directly to the Hurricane Prime. Next, Feng Mo focused his energy on the upcoming auction. In order to make the auction a success, Feng Mo specially asked the technical department to design a promotional poster for the auction. On the top were the 5 golden characters of Storm Auction, and then in the background was a hammer, Fengshan. Tiger treasures such as the whale horn and the life-eating fruit are all printed on promotional posters. The overall design is majestic, mainly in dark tones, and focuses on a high-end atmosphere. After the poster design was completed, Feng Mo personally sent the poster to the acquaintance of the imperial nobles and the Federal Military Department's communication number. 4 days later, on September 9, Federation Calendar 7497, today was the day when the Storm Auction was officially held. The entire venue is a huge building with 3 floors. The surface is luxurious but not flashy. There is a huge auction table in the middle of the first floor, with a large number of seats arranged in a fan shape below. From the second floor, there are private rooms. The people who are qualified to go to the second level are basically the commanders of the military's T4 fleet and count or above. The people who are qualified to go to the third level are Gu Jun, the Duke of the Empire, and the ministers of the Federation. Therefore, the 108 private rooms on the third floor are not full. Although the life-eating fruit is tempting, not everyone is short of it. Only 64 private rooms are open on the third floor this time. Feng Mo was currently in box 1 on the third floor. Along with him were Chu Yunjian, Ai and Kai Lan. The 4 of them were watching the crowd enter the auction house. After waiting for everyone to enter the venue, Feng Mo ordered people to close the door of the auction house. As for the auctioneer, Chu Yunjian found it by chance. Surprisingly, it was Lian He, the auctioneer from the Federal Offline Auction. This auctioneer left a great impression on Feng Mo. He had a top-notch temperament, dignified, elegant, intellectual, gentle, and even had poems and books attached. Sure enough, Lian He attracted everyone's attention as soon as she came on the stage. This was also the second time Feng Mo saw her. Her style has not diminished at all. She can mix so many temperaments and she can control them. Feng Mo only has Lian He saw it. Good morning, my lords. My name is Lian, and I am the chief auctioneer of the Storm Auction House. At the invitation of the prince, everyone here this time must be here for the finale treasure. But you may have to wait a little longer. Okay, without further ado, let me introduce the process of this auction to you. The auction lasts for a whole day, with a total of 40 treasures, divided into morning, afternoon and evening auctions. Everyone has already seen the album. The auction officially begins. Please take the first lot. After Lian He finished speaking, he tapped the auction table with the hammer in his hand. The first item appeared on the holographic projection, a 3-dimensional image of a starship, constantly rotating 360 degrees, and the quasi-T5 class ship was clearly recorded on it. All Star Destroyer stats and performance. After seeing the first lot, everyone in the audience was in an uproar. Even those who had known about it earlier were very shocked. The first lot was the quasi-T5 starship design drawing. Storm King is so bold. Lian He paused for a moment to give everyone time to digest. After about 3 minutes, he spoke again. The quasi-T5 White Shark class Star Destroyer is modified from the design drawings of the T4 White Shark class Star Destroyer. It contains production authorization, but it cannot be used for trading. Everyone has seen the performance and data. The base price is 15 million star coins. The bidding begins! Feng Mo had high hopes for the first auction item. This quasi-T5 White Shark class Star Destroyer was authorized by Feng Mo from the Mo fleet, one of the three major T5 fleets in the Yunshan Empire. Then he and Alyssa it took 10 days to modify. Sure enough, the design drawings of the quasi-T5 starship were a huge temptation for the VIPs below. So after Lian finished speaking, many electronic bids sounded in the auction room. Chapter 0.2. The remaining 3 chapters will be updated tomorrow afternoon. I will write a detailed outline of the next plot tonight. The next chapter is also an auction. If you don't like it, you can skip it and not order it. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We are waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 170 Storm Auction. The price jumped directly from 15 million star coins to 30 million star coins. Although it was only authorized production and could not be traded, it did not affect everyone's enthusiasm at all. The price has soared from 30 million to 54 million star coins. This is not the full copyright of the last auction. This is just an authorization. It shows how rare the design drawings of the T5 starship are. That is to say, Feng Mo is the youngest starship designer in the Federation, so it is not unexpected at all to bring out such a thing, especially when Gu Jun and others came and saw the Fengshan and the Orca. They were all "It is astonishing." The Federal Parliament even directly sent an invitation to Feng Mo as a member. Of course Feng Mo chose to agree. He will also have the right to vote in future federal meetings. A copy of the contents of each meeting will be sent to him in advance, and he can choose whether to go or not. In the end, the design drawing of this quasi-T5 White Shark class Star Destroyer was successfully won by the VIP in box 144 on the second floor for 55.3 million star coins, which was about 10 million higher than Feng Mo's estimated price. This was a good start. The rest of the morning and afternoon went smoothly. Feng Mo spent a lot of money this time. The T4 Black Brilliance battle armor, live fruit, and T4 genetic medicine all attracted everyone's competition. Time passed quickly. It's finally time for the evening auction, and this time there are only 2 final treasures to be auctioned, which is also the biggest highlight of the day. Good evening, distinguished guests. Lion is at your service. There are only 2 grand finale treasures to be auctioned tonight. I believe everyone is gearing up. Without further ado, the auction has officially begun. The first grand finale treasure below is the 1% Fenian Starship Trading Company. The base price for the shares is 100 million star coins, and the bidding begins. Lian made an opening statement as usual, and then banged the wooden hammer in his hand. Without any introduction, he started bidding directly. For a while, the scene fell into a strange silence. First, I was frightened by the price, and second, I was weighing whether it was worth it. This was not only a 1% share, but also a ticket to board the big ship Feng Mo. However, the silence was only short-lived. A burst of electronic sound broke the moment. The price climbed directly from 100 million star coins to 170 million star coins, then stopped, and then began to rise slowly again. At this time, an arrogant voice spread through the loudspeaker throughout the auction venue. "Why, you want to take away Feng Mo's shares for 170 million star coins?" The Huayehua family offered 300 million star coins. Feng Mo, who was in box 1 on the 3rd floor, shook his head after hearing this. He was an idiot. He didn't allow him to leave the house even after he knew about it. Yes, this was Huajizi, who was humiliated by Feng Mo at the federal offline auction. This time it was Huyukin who asked Feng Mo if he could bring Huabaji with him, and Feng Mo nodded in agreement. Since Feng Mo established the Storm Kingdom, His relationship with the Hua family and the Chu family has become closer. He also kept his promise to distribute 1% of the income from the Hurricane Galaxy in the Kingdom of Storms to the Hua Chu family and the Hua family every year. Both families happily accepted it, and in the next year, they would give it to Feng Mo through various reasons. Sent some gifts. In terms of value, it is more than the 1% income given by Feng Mo. As you come and go, the relationship becomes closer and closer. Even when Huajiji saw Feng Mo, he called him brother, and the tone was better than calling him his own brother. I'll kiss. The Kiao family of Danke offered 400 million star coins. The Chu family has already boarded the ship. Please give the Kiao family a chance. The Kiao family will be grateful in the future. The person who spoke out was very angry, but his words were very polite. He had a welcoming attitude towards Kiao Jiatham. Last time he asked for a favor from him, and this time he asked for shares in his company, and it was the head of the Kiao family. He is undoubtedly a smart man. Compared to Danke Yuezi, he is very aloof, except for his better relationship with Yu Xiaoming. Feng Mo has almost no contact with Danke Yuezi. It is just that the company gives Yuezi a dividend every year. The Apocalypse Kiao family has offered 400 million star coins. Are there any VIPs who will continue to increase the price? Lian asked 3 times in a row and still no one continued to increase the price. It seemed that the price had come to an end. Congratulations to the Apocalypse Kiao family for successfully acquiring 1% of Fenian Starship Trading Company's shares at a sky-high price of 400 million star coins. After Lian he finished speaking, he immediately dropped the hammer. Feng Mo, who was in the box on the 3rd floor, nodded secretly. The contemporary head of the Kiao family is not lacking in courage and decisiveness. No wonder the Kiao family has developed rapidly during his tenure. Coupled with the heritage of a 1,000-year-old family, it can already be achieved, on an equal footing with the ancient Yuezi. Distinguished guests, the last treasure is the devouring fruit, which has the effect of extending life for hundreds of years. Everyone should be familiar with this. The lowest price is 100 million star coins each. The bidding begins. When Lian called out the reserve price, unlike the previous auction where the scene went silent after the reserve price came out, the bidding this time was extremely hot, with people increasing their bids in an endless stream, but most of them were VIPs on the 2nd and 3rd floors. And there were also some on the 1st floor. But it should be a proxy shoot. Everyone knows that there are only 5 life-eating fruits, and the price of the first one will most likely affect the subsequent bidding. The higher the price, the harder it is to win. Everyone is working hard to win the first prize, even if the price is higher, no matter what. The price quickly soared to 170 million. Feng Mo's average price for these 5 life-eating fruits was around 150 million. Because of the high base price, he never expected to be so popular. The VIP in box number 4 on the 3rd floor bid 200 million. Are there any other VIPs who want to increase their prices? Lian, he asked as usual, and the price was almost over. Generally, the price of treasures on the market that add 100 years of life is about 100 million star coins. The average lifespan is 1 million star coins for 1 year. Even if the price is 50% higher at the auction, that is 150 million. 200 million is already a sky-high price. In the 4th box is the speaker of the Yunshan Empire. Although he is not from the same faction as Feng Mo, he was a tough guy who fought against all odds and argued with Uncle Gu Jun in the Federal Conference where the Storm Kingdom was founded. Feng Mo still remembered this favor. Although they were not from the same faction in the Yunshan Empire, they were all members of the Yunshan faction in the Federation, and it was normal for them to fight internally. But they had to be of one mind and one heart to the outside world, which was why this person spared no effort to help Feng Mo wave the flag and shout at the Federal Conference. Of course, Feng Mo would not be ungrateful. His vote had been held by Gu Jun, and he could vote as long as it was a meeting that was beneficial to the empire. The first life-eating fruit was successfully auctioned at a sky-high price of 200 million star coins, which undoubtedly set an example for the next 4, and by the way, screened out the weak ones, so that they would restrain their desire to compete. Then the 2nd, 3rd, and fourth fruits were auctioned at prices of just over 200 million, and the last life-eating fruit was auctioned at a sky-high price of 254 million. Feng Mo was very satisfied. The total auction price of 5 life-eating fruits was as high as over 1.1 billion. This auction was worth it. With these star coins, the territory can enter a period of rapid development. Chapter 3 Chapter 171 T5 Artisan Class Interstellar Industrial Ship Task: Prepare a large-scale auction, which requires more than 100,000 visitors after capital verification. Completed. Reward: 5,000 points. T5 Craftsman Class Interstellar Industrial Ship Design Drawing ×1. Feng Mo clicks to receive the reward. Reward received successfully. 5,000 points obtained. T5 Craftsman Class Interstellar Industrial Ship Design Drawing ×1. T5 Craftsman Class Interstellar Industrial Ship Armor Strength 2,200 units. Hull data 10 km × 2.6 km × 2 km Speed 230 knots. Star Speed Warp Engine Level 5 Star Shield Energy Level 5 100% Weapon T5 Close-in Laser-Proof Rapid-Fire Secondary Gun ×240. The auction was very successful and the harvest was great. After the money and goods were cleared, Feng Mo quickly allocated 100 million star coins to the accounts of the 4 galaxies to support the construction. He also allocated 300 million star coins to Alyssa's technical department to expand the 4 major fleets. Now 700 million were gone, and the rest still needed to build these industrial starships. The construction cost of a general T5 class starship is about 50 million star coins, excluding dark matter raw materials and dark energy crystals. If the first 2 interstellar materials are included, it is sky high. If it is less than 300 million, it will be expensive. Don't think about it. As for this T5 class interstellar industrial ship, Feng Mo plans to build 2 of them at once. There is really too much pressure on Alyssa. Feng Mo has not had a good rest in the past few years of rapid development. She seems to have endless things to do. Moreover, the Kingdom of Storms is such a big business, and Feng Mo has too few confidants, so he has to attract some powerful talents to join him. Feng Mo handed over the design drawings of the T5 Craftsman class interstellar industrial ship to Ao, and asked her to take the Orca and Alice to the Beast Cry Galaxy to be responsible for building these 2 interstellar industrial ships. At this time, Alyssa also breathed a sigh of relief after receiving the news, especially after seeing the design drawings of the T5 Craftsman class interstellar industrial ship. Her face was slightly red with excitement. It was very impressive data. The work efficiency of a T5 interstellar industrial ship is several times faster than that of a T4 interstellar industrial ship. The most important thing is that most of them are intelligent, and the manpower required is only the same as that of a T4 interstellar industrial ship. And the most important thing is that the scope is large enough, and only one can build all starships below the T6 level, which greatly facilitates the subsequent fleet expansion. After the star coins were divided, everyone was busy working, but an unexpected person appeared in Feng Mo's office. Let's call him a human. This person was wearing a black hooded cloak, completely covering his 2-meter-long body in black. The hood was so wide that it covered half of his face, and his head was lowered so that no one could see clearly. Feng Mo is very busy now. If this man hadn't announced that he was from the Lizard Galaxy and had the strength of a 4th-level genetic warrior, he would definitely not be able to enter this office. After seeing Feng Mo, the black-hooded man took off his black cloak, revealing a green combat uniform and a lizard head. He said slightly hoarsely, "I have heard for a long time that the Storm King is the youngest starship designer in the entire Star Sea Human Federation. The great elder of the Lizard Clan will pay homage to the Storm King." The elder of the giant Lizard Clan, who was 2 meters tall in front of him, bowed and bowed. Feng Mo accepted this calmly. He had mentioned the information about the giant Lizard Clan through the memories of the enslaved starry sky beasts. Many of their clansmen were also killed by the new humans. The church kidnapped them and used them for experiments. But this interstellar race is not a good one. They eat almost anything, omnivores, and even humans. Feng Mo really doesn't want to have too many conversations with him. He even has a murderous intention in his heart, but it is controlled. No need to be polite, just say what you have to say. I hope what you want to say will not take up my time, Feng Mo said seriously. He had already planned it. If the Great Elder said something that was not nutritious, he would just throw it into the universe and let it fend for itself. Back to the Storm King, the clan leader specifically told me to tell this matter only to the Storm King. After the Elder said that, his round eyes glanced at Feng Tanyu, Aier and Han Pai Pei beside Feng Mo. After hearing this, Feng Mo waved his hands and said, "Speak directly if you have anything to say. These are my confidants." The Great Elder can speak freely. Back to the Storm King, the interstellar mechanical tribe came to our tribe a month ago and made an irresistible offer to our tribe. We hope that our tribe can lead a fleet to attack the Storm Kingdom within a month. As for the interstellar mechanical tribe, we will send a T5 fleet, come to support and help the giant lizard tribe occupy the entire Storm Kingdom. The Great Elder looked at Feng Mo's face as he spoke, as if he wanted to detect something from the expression on Feng Mo's face. Unfortunately, he thought too much. Today's Feng Mo definitely lacks the determination he should have. Feng Mo would even become calmer every time there was a big event, even a little cruel. Feng Mo looked at the Great Elder with his cold eyes and said coldly, "Then what is the plan of the giant lizard clan? Will they listen to the interstellar mechanical clan and declare war on the Kingdom of Storms? Or will they choose to unite with me to deal with the threat of the interstellar mechanical clan?" No, no, no. The clan leader means that the giant lizard clan can withdraw from the war between the Storm Kingdom and the interstellar machine clan. The two do not want to help, but I heard that the Storm King is the most outstanding starship designer in the Star Sea Human Federation, and I would like to ask you to help with the design, a T5 starship. Feng Mo immediately understood after hearing this. This giant lizard tribe is really greedy. After eating the interstellar machinery tribe, they also want to take advantage of the Storm Kingdom. How stupid must Feng Mo be to believe their lies? This time the Great Elder came, it was purely to waste his time. The Kingdom of Storms is not afraid of any challenges or threats. Therefore, it either declares war or surrenders. It wants to be a walled grass and eat both sides, without even looking at whether it will spoil its stomach. Feng Mo said coldly, seeming to feel annoyed, and said to Feng Tanyu aside, "Take the Great Elder of the Monitor Lizard tribe and take him away. Don't kill him now. After all, he is a 4th-level genetic warrior. Don't waste it. It's just right to feed the ancient tree of devouring life." Feng Mo's words undoubtedly sentenced the elder to death. After the fruits matured, Feng Mo proposed to use military points to exchange for a regular formula of T4-level genetic medicine. The produced genetic potion was then distributed to Al and Feng Tanyu, 1 bottle each. Both of them successfully broke through to the 4th-level genetic warrior, no worse than the elder of the giant lizard tribe in front of them. After hearing Feng Mo's order, Feng Tanyu did not choose to fight with the elder of the giant lizard clan. Instead, he directly called the soldiers stationed at the base. This was the fastest way to solve the problem. You can kill the Great Elder as soon as he goes crazy to ensure the life safety of the Lord. His current personal strength is enough to compete with the Great Elder of the giant lizard clan, but this will be very slow and there will be many uncertain factors. After being surrounded by soldiers holding laser guns, the elder of the Monitor Lizard tribe knelt down directly and raised his hands above his head in an extremely skillful manner. Chapter 4 Chapter 172 The Promise of the Mo Fleet. Feng Mo watched the Great Elder of the Giant Lizard tribe walk out of the office. After thinking for a while, he made a plan in his mind and called Lao Wang's video call. After the call was connected, he said first, "Lao Wang, my buddy is in trouble. The interstellar mechanical tribe has been thinking about it. I need your wife to help me out." After hearing this, Lao Wang did not say anything. He directly pulled his wife to the front of the video and repeated Feng Mo's words. Mozu said directly, "Feng Mo, the Mo Yu fleet's action for you once was permanent. This is the promise of the Mo Yu fleet to you. Don't worry. This time the situation will definitely be heated up for you. You can't let outsiders bully your family." The Mo family where Mozu is located is the top family in the Meteorite Empire. The old man of the Mo family was once the highest commander of the Mo Yu fleet, and he single-handedly expanded the Mo-U fleet to become one of the 3 major fleets of the Yunshan Empire. Therefore, Grandpa Mo is a godlike existence in the hearts of the Mo fleet. This friendship is a kind of inheritance and also a bond. Now Mozu has successfully joined the Mo fleet and become a T5 starship captain, while Lao Wang is the deputy captain. Feng Mo was relieved after finding foreign aid. He exchanged a few words with Lao Wang and hung up the video. Then he sent his plan to Mozu's terminal. This time he wanted to see how many forces had ideas about the Storm Kingdom at this time. Then Feng Mo continued to dial several video calls. After hanging up the video, he breathed a sigh of relief. This time it was completely done. In the following days, the entire Storm Kingdom was calm on the surface, but there were turbulent clouds and secret. Because Feng Mo registered the 2 galaxies, the Destroying Galaxy and the Sky Crystal Galaxy, in the Federation, and also raised the information of the White Hole in the Federal Parliament, and uploaded the information to the Federal Database. Because the Interstellar Mechanical Clan would attack the Storm Kingdom first if they wanted to attack the Destroying Galaxy. Once the war started, Feng Mo could not guarantee that these 2 galaxies could escape the eyes of the spies. So it's better to blow yourself up and see how many forces can be lured out, and solve them together. This is also convenient. You are not afraid of the enemy coming, but you are afraid that it will always miss you. After all this was done, Feng Mo stayed in the base every day as usual, with his room and office as the only 2 points. In secret, Elisa was working at full capacity to produce D4 starships one by one, and they were directly incorporated into the 4 fleets after testing. K Island, Luka, Huanghan, and Celia were relaxed on the outside and tense on the inside. The 4 fleets patrolled normally on the surface, and secretly entered the first-level combat readiness. A large number of interstellar carriers were all in motion, and a large number of weapons and supplies were sent to the Beast-Crying Starport and the Storm Starport. The Hurricane Galaxy and the Tangent Galaxy were sandwiched between the Beast-Crying Galaxy and the Storm Galaxy. If the enemy wanted to attack, they would definitely start from the Beast-Crying Galaxy and the Storm Galaxy. Giant Lizard Galaxy, Giant Lizard Starport. A large number of Giant Lizard starships were parked here, as well as a small number of Mechanical Clan warships. Among them, the Giant Lizard starships are mainly Quasi T5 and T4, and there are 20 mechanical battleships, all of which are T5 level. Unlike the Star Sea Human Federation, which divides starships into multiple categories, the mechanical battleships are more comprehensive, and the data of each battleship is very average. Of course, it is easy for such battleships to abuse starships with general performance, but it is not good enough to face starships of the same level with high-end performance. Because average means mediocrity, and all performances are average, there is no outstanding performance. Therefore, when fighting with the interstellar mechanical race, it is necessary to give full play to the advantages of one's own starship, so as to defeat the interstellar mechanical race in the Star War. Quasi T5 Giant Lizard class interstellar battleship, in the main control room. The Giant Lizard chief took the meat placed on the main console with a ferocious face. I am afraid of being censored, just know what's going on. The author believes that it is normal for any creature to become food in the interstellar era, and took a fierce bite, while cursing Feng Mo in his heart. The reason why Feng Mo was scolded was that Feng Mo brutally killed the great elder of the Giant Lizard tribe and did not return the body. You should know that the Giant Lizard tribe has the tradition of devouring the bodies of their own people. In their eyes, there is only meat and food. They can eat anything, even their own people, of course. Dead ones. At this time, a video request came, and the Giant Lizard tribe leader pouted his mouth to connect it. The other side was still the simulated robot Liang envoy. Giant Lizard tribe leader, let your tribe's starship prepare to set off. The interstellar mechanical tribe warship will be hidden in your tribe's fleet and will be anchored in the interstellar space of the coordinates of the Beast Roar Galaxy and the Reef Galaxy. Although the Giant Lizard tribe leader was reluctant, he had to order the fleet to set off under threat, but he did not order the fleet to enter the intelligent same-frequency warp navigation mode, but the conventional engine slowly drove towards the target location. At this time, in the main control room of the Fengtian, Feng Mo sat on the captain's chair, Looking at the two holographic screens on the main console, one screen showed the trajectory of the giant lizard fleet, and the other screen showed a mysterious fleet traveling from the U3 galaxy to the intergalactic space of the Storm Galaxy. The reason why the enemy fleet's movement trajectory can be detected is due to the thorough investigation function of the 4 T-4 Scorpion-class stealth bombers. Feng Mo had asked the Mellow Sisters to command 2 T-4 Scorpions to patrol the giant lizard galaxy and the U3 galaxy respectively. After discovering the enemy fleet, the image can be transmitted back to the function. Feng Mo doesn't care about the giant lizard fleet, but Feng Mo is very curious about this mysterious quasi-T5, T4 mixed fleet, because there is no emblem sprayed on the bow of this fleet. This is a black household, a fleet without identity. No force will admit that this fleet belongs to them. Even if Feng Mo captures all of them and asks which force it belongs to, it will be useless. However, Feng Mo behaves differently from ordinary people. He only needs to know which force you belong to. Feng Mo will not go to court with you at the federal meeting. If he has a grudge, he will take revenge directly. He can kill your whole family, but he can't just develop slowly and wait until the fight is over before killing your whole family. Feng Mo specially prepared a gift package for the Monitor Lizard fleet and the Kuroto fleet, and sent the Orca and the Hurricane to the Storm Galaxy under the command of Al to divide the forces into combat. Al, do you want to compare which fleet has destroyed the most starships? The loser will agree to the winner's request tonight. Feng Mo said to Al with an upright face. If his slightly lewd eyes hadn't betrayed him, Al would have believed it. However, Al did not reject this kind of love between lovers. Instead, he enjoyed it and was charming. Answer. Okay, I promise you, if you win, you can do whatever you want tonight. If I win, the Internet Master will have a taste of Al's little whip tonight. After Al finished speaking, he couldn't help but chuckle, and at the same time, his tail flicked as if telling Feng Mo some kind of information. The corner of Feng Mo's mouth twitched slightly when he saw this. After his development, Al was now not afraid of those things at night. But it was more fun. Change the update time. Updates in the middle of the night are too slow. From now on, we will update normally at 12 noon, about 3 to 4 chapters at a time, and then update 1 to 2 chapters at 5 or 6 p.m. If I have time on Saturdays and Sundays, I will update more. It depends on the status code of the day. Anyway, the guarantee is 10,000 per day, 5 chapters. Chapter 173. Lure the snake out of its hole. Feng Mo gathered all the T4 starships in the 4 fleets together and divided them into 2 fleets, and then the remaining T3 starships patrolled and guarded the 4 star systems. Half of the T4 starships were concentrated in the Storm Star system, with the Orca and the Hurricane as flagships, and half of the T4 starships were concentrated in the Beast Roar star system, with the Wind God and the Elephant as flagships. Taiwan Novel Network.com. Feng Mo sat in the Wind God, and Al commanded the Orca. At this time, the Wind God was in the main control room. Feng Mo sat upright in the captain's chair, looking at the holographic screen in front of him. The giant lizard fleet had entered the interstellar space, and 2 T4 tail scorpions were hanging far behind the giant lizard fleet, ready to launch a sneak attack at any time. Looking at the mighty giant lizard fleet, Feng Mo sneered, "The welcome ceremony can begin. Let them see the enthusiasm of the Storm Kingdom." As soon as the voice fell, countless interstellar missiles and torpedoes seemed to appear out of thin air and fell on the route of the giant lizard fleet. The flames of the explosion engulfed the entire fleet. I don't know if the giant lizard leader is satisfied with this fireworks display. This is specially prepared for them. After all, the resources of the giant lizard galaxy are also good. The Storm Kingdom is still too small. Continue to expand the territory. At this time, in the main control room of the Quasi-T5 giant lizard-class interstellar battleship, the giant lizard leader roared loudly. He had just been forced by the interstellar mechanical clan to attack the Storm Kingdom. Who knew he had just arrived at the interstellar space of the Reef Galaxy and the Beast Roar Galaxy, and then the alarm sounded for the entire fleet. Alarm, 12 T5 starships have been detected. The fleet has been locked. The star shield is turned on at maximum power. and the close-range rapid-fire gun is turned on. The alarm just sounded, and the fleet has been bombed on a large scale. Since the flagship of the giant lizard leader was in the center of 20 T-5 class mechanical battleships, it was not hit too hard. But the whole giant lizard fleet was in a terrible situation. This was a saturation attack by 12 T-5 starships. There were more than 1,400 starships in the whole fleet, but only more than 500 of them were still there. This was because the 20 mechanical warships intercepted them in time. Otherwise they would have been almost completely destroyed by this wave of bombing. These 12 T-5 starships were all stealth bombers. I still remember Uncle Gu-jun once said that the Starship Design Department of the Federation had borrowed from the T-4 tail Scorpion and then transformed a new generation of T-5 class stealth bombers. That's it. The reason why they helped this time was, first, to destroy the conspiracy of the interstellar mechanical family, and second, to repay Feng Mo a favor. The Federation Starship Design Department would never admit to borrowing, and only said to repay a favor. However, this incident also made Feng Mo famous in a certain circle. After all, even the top monsters in the Federation Starship Design Department had to borrow from the starships designed by Feng Mo. From this, it can be seen how strong Feng Mo, the Starship Design Master, is. After a saturation attack, the 12 T-5 stealth bombers turned their bows and returned home. Feng Mo took this opportunity to issue an attack order. T-3 Boxers fire a round of interstellar missiles. The fleet's main and secondary guns are charged and ready. All enemy T-4 starships are locked. All elephant drones are dispatched, and saturation attacks are carried out on the enemy fleet. The Fengshan's automatic aiming system is turned on, and the T-5 class cluster star destroyer guns are charged and locked on the enemy flagship. A series of orders were issued. First, 2 T-3 Boxers fired a round of 1,000 T-3 class interstellar missiles to directly cover the giant lizard fleet, making the giant lizard fleet, which was already bombed, into a mess, even worse. This was the last straw that broke the camel's back, but it only broke the camel. However, all the T-4 kangaroos in the fleet fired a salvo of main and secondary guns, directly destroying nearly one-third of the existing T-4 in the giant lizard fleet. Then a brown beam of light directly penetrated a T-4 starship, and then directly took the enemy's flagship in the midst of thousands of troops. The giant lizard chief thought he had taken advantage of everything. This time Feng Mo would tell him that fence-sitters always die the fastest. At this time, the giant lizard chief's ears were filled with the explosion of the quasi-T-5 flagship that he was proud of. He could also see the universe and the stars outside. However, the flames of an explosion completely engulfed him. Even though he was a top-level 4th-level genetic warrior, he was powerless in the face of the attack of the Star Destroyer. Just as Feng Mo bombarded the entire giant lizard fleet, the 20 T-5 class mechanical warships just opened their star shields and did not fight back. This scene was very strange, and Feng Mo frowned slightly. At this time, a video request from the opposite T-5 class mechanical warship was transmitted to the Fengshan main console. After the video was connected, it turned out that the person on the other side was a human. Hello, respected Storm King. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Lai Heng, the commander of the 3rd Fleet of the Interstellar Mechanical Clan. I believe you have also seen the sincerity of the Interstellar Mechanical Clan. We did not fight back. This is the respect we deserve. I believe you also know the purpose of the Interstellar Mechanical Clan's visit this time. Submit, Storm King. As long as you submit, the Interstellar Mechanical Clan is willing to support you to become the 18th Empire of the Federation. Of course, you only need to let me plant a small chip. After hearing this, Feng Mo sneered in his heart. He wanted to conquer him with slave chips. The price he offered was not low, but he was not too underestimated. You gave me a good suggestion, so I also gave you a suggestion. I wonder if Commander Lai Heng is willing to listen. Oh, I would like to hear more. Lai Heng showed an interested look on his face, and then bowed slightly. Feng Mo has already found out his details. Lai Heng, the commander of the 3rd Fleet of the Interstellar Mechanical Clan, has a status equivalent to Gu Jun. The Third Fleet has a total of 1,300 T5 class mechanical warships. This commander is so calm, he must be confident. Commander, Lei Heng, you lead the Third Fleet to surrender to the Kingdom of Storms. I can make the decision and you will control the entire interstellar machine clan in the future. Feng Mo's words were extremely treacherous. The Machine Tribe was a group with strict hierarchies. Even the Star Sea Human Federation didn't know how they were born. However, there had never been any members of the Machine Tribe who were above the level. Sure enough, Lai Heng's face instantly turned livid after hearing this. It must be said that the mechanical race is quite advanced in simulation technology. Lai Heng's facial expression was the same as that of humans, and he said angrily, "Storm King, I respect you and call you king. You are like an ant in the eyes of this commander. I really think that only a dozen T5 starships can turn the tables. Open your eyes and see." After Lai Heng finished speaking, an alarm sounded in the main control room of the Fengshan. Alert! The radar detected a large amount of T5 level energy reaction in the distance. The detection was successful. There are 300 T5 level mechanical warships. Feng Mo was overjoyed. It was a big harvest. At first he thought there were only these 20 ships, and he thought the harvest was too small. Unexpectedly, it was 320 ships. However, he was happy in his heart, but Feng Mo's face was gloomy. He breathed a long sigh of relief, looked at Lai Heng and said slowly, "The army is approaching." What does the interstellar machine family want? The 4 galaxies in the Kingdom of Storms? I'm afraid it's more than that. Chapter 174. NU Fleet. Lai Hengzi smiled proudly, looking at Feng Mo's gloomy face. He seemed to have a different sense of accomplishment, so he said, "No, no, no. How can the interstellar machinery race in 4 galaxies alone be satisfied? But if we add galaxies U1 to U5, the gains from 9 galaxies are still huge." Search on Google. I know that the dozen or so T5 starships just now are the fleet of the Star Sea Human Federation, but they should be too busy taking care of themselves at this time. If the Storm King has no other reinforcements, he has only 2 choices: surrender or die. After hearing this, Feng Mo could only sigh at the huge appetite of Commander Lei Heng. There are 4 galaxies in the Kingdom of Storms, 5 galaxies in the U-series, plus the Lizard Galaxy, a total of 10 galaxies. Although they are all small and medium-sized galaxies, the combined area is no less than that of the Snow Eagle Empire. The sages of the Star Sea Human Federation are very pioneering and can choose places. Each of the 17 major empires of the Federation has a large galaxy under its command. One large galaxy can at least rival 3 to 5 medium-sized galaxies. If Feng Mo can acquire the 5 U-series galaxies, then the Storm Kingdom can apply to become the Storm Empire, and the 17th Congress will become the 18th Empire. But this is too difficult. The Federation is now very bloated, and the 17 empires vary in strength. Take the circulating coins of the major empires as an example. Although they are all equal in the Federation, in the black market, Yunshan the coins are worth more than the Snow Eagle coins. The amounts of the 2 types of coins that can be exchanged for star coins are also different. The most valuable is the Apocalypse coin, followed by the Glory coin, Yunshan coin, and so on. Nowadays, the 17 major empires have made the federal power structure very complicated and have a large number of personnel. If there is no reform, Feng Mo is not optimistic about the future of the Federation. However, the current speaker of the Federation does not have the courage to carry out reforms. In other words, the 17 major empires do not have the courage to carry out reforms. So easy to replace. Feng Mo calmed down, looked at Lai Heng and said, "Commander of the 3rd Fleet of the Interstellar Mechanical Tribe, I wonder if the Interstellar Mechanical Tribe would be distressed if you and your fleet died here?" Feng Mo's words made Lai Heng have some bad feelings in his heart. He was too calm and was not afraid at all in the face of 320 T5 level mechanical battleships. You must know that these mechanical battleships can completely destroy the Fengshan with one salvo. Explosion. Why is he so confident? However, he soon knew what Feng Mo was relying on. An alarm sounded from the main control room of the T5 class mechanical battleship where Lai Heng was located. Alert! Two fleets appeared on the left and right sides of our fleet. The radar detection and scanning has been completed. The Mo fleet is on the left and the Yunshan fleet is on the right. Feng Mo, you are plotting against me. Lai Heng screamed, and he finally lost his composure. Lai Heng, the commander of the Third Fleet of Furi Mubo, who had always been confident, finally lost his composure. Feng Mo laughed heartily. The reason why he invited two fleets over was to prepare for the backup of the interstellar mechanical race. This race was so terrifying that Feng Mo could only go all out. Feng Mo ignored Lai Heng's breach of defense and did not provoke him anymore. Instead, he hung up the video and connected to the video communication between Gu Jun and Mo Hua. Mo Hua is the supreme commander of Mo Yu's fleet, Mo Zu's biological father, and the grandson of the Mo family's Grand Master. This is the second reason why Mo Yu's fleet can agree to take action once. I still have to trouble my two uncles to take action for Feng Mo. I think even the interstellar mechanical clan will feel distressed for a while after today. Feng Mo said politely, since you are inviting people to come, you still have to show the proper etiquette, and the spoils will not be divided less. This has been discussed in advance, and all 3 starships destroyed by T5 level and above will be divided equally. This is already a great deal of taking care of Feng Mo. Otherwise Feng Mo would only account for 20% at most. They also have to consider the hearts of the people below. No matter how deep the comradeship is, it must be linked to interests to last long. No, Mo, you two uncles still need to be so polite. If you need anything in the future, just say so. Gu Jun's hearty laughter came out, which made Mo Hua on the other end of the video frown slightly. He came here just to return a favor and had no intention of contacting Feng Mo. It was just different. But when Gu Jun said this, he really didn't know how to respond. He could only echo softly, Feng Mo and my daughter Mo Zu are students at the same school, so you don't have to be polite. The meaning expressed in the words is the relationship between Feng Mo and Mo Zu, and has nothing to do with him. Mo Hua. The meaning of alienation is obvious. There are 3 major factions in the Yunshan Empire, and each faction has a T5 fleet commander. Support. This is also the reason why Mo Hua doesn't want to communicate too much with Feng Mo. Not only is it not allowed within the Empire, but their faction also won't allow it. If they all become friends with Feng Mo, will the Yunshan Empire still belong to them? Brother Mo, how about we deal with the Third Fleet of the mechanical race first, and then we can have a drink with you. Seemingly sensing that Mo Hua's attitude toward Feng Mo was neither salty nor cool, Gu Jun took over the conversation to avoid any embarrassment. Okay, let's keep this Commander Lai Heng. Yunshan Fleet and Mo Fleet are one of the 3 major T5 fleets in the Yunshan Empire, and their military quality is naturally first class. They surrounded the Third Fleet of the machine race early on. This kind of encirclement and annihilation battle is the best to fight. It is commonly known as catching turtles in the urn. There is also a saying about how to catch the turtle in the urn. In the past, there was an encirclement of 3 and 1 missing, but it is not applicable now. What is applicable now is saturation strike. The Storm Fleet had slowly retreated far away while Feng Mo was talking to Lai Heng. This was what Feng Mo had explained before the war, and the Storm Fleet still had the foresight to do so. The 2 commanders were familiar with the siege war, and with the tacit cooperation of the 2 fleets, the progress was very successful. The Mo fleet first formed an encirclement by mobilizing small fleets on the flanks and rear of the mechanical Third Fleet, cutting off the retreat of the mechanical fleet. Once the encirclement was formed, the 2 fleets could compress the activity space of the mechanical Third Fleet by advancing and reduce their range of activities. And the fleet's attack will come from all directions. And don't forget that the Yunshan Fleet has a big killer, that is, the T5 class interstellar missile ship. There are only 5 ships in the entire Xinghai Human Federation, which can launch 2,000 T5 class interstellar missiles at a time. Under the orders of Gu Jun and Mo Hua, the 2 fleets began to attack. Feng Mo certainly had to help with this good thing, not to mention that he had not fought with the mechanical fleet yet. Only in actual combat can you grow faster. The Yunshan fleet directly inserted into the battlefield to form 2 encirclements. On the one hand, It surrounded the 300 mechanical Third Fleet with the Mo fleet, and on the other hand, it divided a small fleet to surround the 20 mechanical warships where Lai Hang was. Chapter 175 Catching a Turtle in a Jar. Feng Mo took this opportunity to cooperate with a small fleet to attack the 20 mechanical warships where Lai Hang was located. The Fengshen's self-aiming system is activated. The target is locked on the flagship of the mechanical family. The main and secondary guns are charged and prepared, and the T-5 class cluster star destroyer cannon is charged and prepared. Feng Mo gave an order, and the T-5 class cluster star destroyer cannon on the bow of Fengshen lit up with brown light, and then all the main and secondary guns on the hull lit up with blue light, making it dazzling. Your Majesty, the Fengshen's main and secondary guns have been charged. Please give instructions. Han Pei reminded. At this time, there were about 40 small Xing ships separated from the Yunshan fleet on the battlefield, which could be said to be overwhelmed by the 20 mechanical warships. What's more, they had just been bombed by 12 T-5 class stealth bombers. The star shield energy of the 20 mechanical battleships is running low. This time, they were hit by a salvo of main and secondary guns from 40 T-5 starships. 4 of the T-5 class mechanical warships were completely beaten. The star shields of other warships were shattered. Although they were also fighting back, they were all beaten. The T-5 starship star shield of the Yunshan fleet blocked it, causing no substantial damage. Target: the flagship. No need to save energy. Launch directly. The Fengshen had a total of 20 main and secondary guns. Feng Mo gave an order, and 20 blue beams were shot out, falling directly on the star shield of the flagship of the Machine Tribe's Third Fleet. Since this flagship was modified, the shield is stronger than that of ordinary mechanical battleships, so the energy of the star shield has not been exhausted. At this time, in the main control room of the flagship of the mechanical Third Fleet, Lai Hang was a little angry. The current situation was very unfavorable to him. Faced with a siege of 40 T-5 starships, it would be difficult to survive today. At this time, an alarm sounded. Alert! Our flagship is locked by the Fengshen attack, and the star shield energy remains at 24%. Please give instructions. As soon as the alarm sounded, the star shield was instantly pierced by a blue beam, and then the Fengshen's laser cannon landed on the outer armor of the mechanical flagship, directly piercing it. Alert! Our flagship was attacked by the Fengshen. The star shield was shattered, the external armor was shattered, and the port hull was penetrated in all directions. We urgently blocked the 13 cabins near the port side. Alert! The armor on the starboard side has been penetrated in all directions. Emergency sealing of the 9 cabins adjacent to the starboard side. As the mechanical flagship was penetrated, a huge impact force entered the main control room. Even the structural force field of the mechanical flagship was destroyed by the impact. Although the hull was damaged, the power system of the mechanical flagship could still be used. Just as Lai Hang was about to give the order, a siren sounded again. Alert! The radar has detected an energy attack targeting the flagship. The detection is complete. T-5 class cluster star destroyer cannon. Commander, please abandon the flagship and evacuate in an interstellar spacecraft. Shut up. As the commander of the Third Fleet of the interstellar machinery race, I, Lai Hang, will never abandon my tribe and evacuate alone. Lai Hang roared angrily. At this moment, Feng Mo watched as the brown beam of light directly pierced the machinery clan flagship. Under such a terrifying attack, everything the light beam passed through would be turned into nothingness, and the huge wound that penetrated the mechanical clan flagship appeared scorched. It was black, and it also caused a secondary explosion, which directly blew the entire flagship into pieces. After seeing this, Feng Mo nodded with satisfaction and took care of the mechanical flagship. The enemy would be in an embarrassing situation without a commander for the time being. The remaining 15 T-5 class mechanical warships with broken star shields could be easily solved. It only took one salvo of main and secondary guns to completely capture it, and in another encirclement battlefield, Feng Mo really saw the terrifying aspect of the T-5 class star missile ship. 2,000 rounds of T-5 class interstellar missiles fell, and the star shield energy of the 300 T5 class mechanical battleships was almost exhausted. More than 50 mechanical battleships were directly beaten to the ground. And under the encirclement and suppression of the two T5 fleets, it only took a few rounds of attacks to completely eliminate them. Then it was time to clean up the battlefield. Feng Mo took the initiative to give up some shares, and only needed to give him 30% of the loot. This also made Gu Jun and Mo Hua smile. They saw the remains of T5 class battleships in front of them. They were rebuilt into another batch of T5 class starships. Who could ignore them? The battlefield here will be left to the fleets of the two uncles. The portion belonging to the Storm Kingdom can be sent directly to the main star of Beast Cry. Gu Jun and Mo Hua knew that Feng Mo was going to the Storm Galaxy, and they also knew that there was a quasi-T5 level Black Fleet attacking the Storm Prime, but Feng Mo didn't mention it, so they didn't take the initiative to ask for a fight. After Feng Mo hung up the video, he immediately ordered, "The Storm Fleet remains behind and is under the command of Hua Qin. The Fengshan and Terror Elephant support the Storm Galaxy." At this time, there was a rocky area on the east side of the Storm Galaxy close to the intergalactic space. The two fleets were engaged in a fierce confrontation. If you ignore the interstellar drones in the sky, you will find that the overall strength of the two fleets is about the same. This Kuroto fleet has more than 2,000 starships and is a mixed fleet of quasi-T5 and T4. Among them, there are 34 quasi-T5 starships, and the rest are T4 starships. With such a large undertaking, ordinary families can still. He really couldn't get it out, and Feng Mo was also curious about who was targeting him. If Al hadn't been supported by the T5 Orca-class starship carrier, the Hurricane, a quasi-T5 starship, would have been defeated long ago. However, the performance of the Orca is brilliant. With more than 1,000 interstellar drones, it has replaced at least half of the opponent's quasi-T5 starships plus more than 500 T4 starships. And the killer whale's drones are endless. After all, there are 10 interstellar industrial ships behind them, and they can be killed here even if they are wasted. But at this moment, an alarm sounded in the main control room of the Orca. Alert! Radar detects energy attack targeting Orca. Shield at maximum power. Detection complete. Conventional Star Destroyer main gun from enemy T5 starship. After hearing the alarm, Al's heart trembled. The enemy also had a T5 starship, equipped with a Star Destroyer. This matter became complicated. Alert! Orca's shield was attacked. Shield energy remaining 32%. With just one shot, Orca's shield lost 68% of its energy. This was just a conventional Star Destroyer. This weapon was unmatched by any other weapon at the T5 level. It was the greatest invention of the entire Starsea Human Federation. Even the third form of the Star Destroyer was enough to threaten a quasi-T6 starship, which was a terrible thing. The nature of this Star War had changed. The other side dispatched a T5 starship equipped with a Star Destroyer, and it was a black starship. After Feng Mo received the news, he sat on the captain's chair, exuding a cold breath. This matter is getting more and more interesting. He strongly suspects that the senior executive of the Federation wants to kill him. Feng Mo sent the video sent back by to Hua Yao Chu family, Hua family, Gu Jun, speaker of Yunshan Empire, and some nobles who have a good relationship with him without any hesitation. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.